Bizarro LaForge. George LaForge was the guy from the thing with the visor, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it's the guy from the thing with the visor.
Good Lord. Hello and welcome to episode 105 of the Crippled System podcast.
Crippled
Yay.
System. We're kid friendly. That's my new motto for.
I guess the thing to ask everyone too is, can you hear everyone okay now?
If you can't hear me, don't say anything.
Wait, what?
I'm not saying anything.
Were you talking to me or the audience?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the last podcast in this room.
It
In
had
this
a year.
room.
Yep.
Then we'll go to a new room with more color.
No, it's actually about the same color.
This is the last podcast in this room, but you'll never know it.
Yes.
It may look slightly different.
Well, for episode 106, it's slightly different.
The walls will be as bare. We had a thing on the wall for a couple episodes. We had a thing on the wall once. It was pretty exciting. Background.
Well, that was Jeremy's.
poster.
Jeremy's poster. That was actually pretty cool. It added some nice fluff to the.
Well, look, Andy, your advice was bad. I was told I was close to the mic. Well, somebody's close to the mic.
Probably
the engineer
me.
did not specify who.
It's probably me because I'm used to talking on an unpowered mic.
Unpowered mic.
Yeah.
Now you have the power.
Yeah.
You got the touch.
Rodimus Prime.
Rodimus Prime, the true leader of the Autobots.
The
only true leader. All respectful people support Rodimus Prime.
I'm
What the hell is that from?
fucking stab you.
Transformers the movie. When that crappy guy dies and then the super awesome Hot
Rodimus
Rod
Prime.
takes over
Oh,
and becomes
sweet.
Rodimus Prime. There was some incompetent moron before him. I don't remember. That's a glass bottle.
It may not shatter the first time.
Those are GoBots, aren't they?
They were a ripoff of GoBots.
Okay.
God, this stuff is so good though.
Fireball was GoBots.
GoBots, yeah.
Awesome.
amazing.
I thought it was going to
Can
be
you
from Hot Rod. He said Rodimus Prime.
Test your knowledge. Can you
I
name
don't
three of
remember
them?
That's
that.
the nickname for my penis.
Okay.
Can you name three of the good guys?
Three of the good guys?
Yep.
Yeah, there was Rodimus Prime.
No.
Yes,
Of
there
the,
was.
of
He
the
was the
GoBots.
best.
Of the GoBots.
Sure.
Do it.
There's Smig. There's
Smaug?
Omega 1.
No.
Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack. Smig, Omega 1, and Handsome Jack.
Done.
That was the GoBots. Winners! Yay!
And I'm Brian, and I play Cricks.
Oh yeah, we
Leader 1! I was close. Omega
No, there's
Leader.
Leader 1, Turbo, Scooter.
I was going to say Scooter! Oh my god, I would have gotten one of them right by mistake!
I just Scooter and Handsome Jack. I was forgetting. One is the son and one is the boyfriend. That's all.
Do you
I was
remember
totally gonna say
the
Scooter.
main bad guy?
Leader 1.
No, Psykill.
No, it was Leader 1. It was
Leader 1 was the airplane.
I know, but they were laying the groundwork for a huge twist. It's just they got canceled before Leader 1 became revealed that he was the
man.
bad guy the whole time.
Bad
It's
guy
in the
one?
tie-in graphic novels.
Okay. Yes.
Our facts are accurate and factual.
The Italian graphic novel
Yeah,
GoBots.
the manga.
Done by Frank Miller. Is it written by Frank Miller?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was an inspiration for RoboCop 3.
I like ninja robots.
Everybody does.
Oh god.
Those are two of the best things, ninjas and robots.
Yep. How could they fail in a movie?
It's impossible.
by
There's no way
RoboCop
RoboCop 3 was
3.
bad.
Everything since then, RoboCop-wise, has been amazing. The TV show was brilliant. The remake was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
It just skyrocketed upwards.
I did try to.
Well, after you got the robot ninjas, that takes you to a new platform.
It does.
They hit a plateau, and now they've been able to run straight on that high plateau.
They could have had the robot ninjas riding robot elephants.
Oh, to escape.
RoboCop, the TV series, reminds me a lot of Blade, the TV series.
That was such a great show. I almost watched 7 minutes of
They
it.
should have combined both of those shows.
I marathoned all the RoboCops and I made it through I think one of the TV movies before I had to stop. When it was all on Netflix.
God.
That was
Yeah, I
pretty
remember you
painful.
marathoning those, and I'm like, he'll get 2.5.
Yeah.
That's about right.
I
Well,
made
you got
I've,
3.5 then, because you got through 3, yeah.
I never watched RoboCop 3 until that point, and
That was a
that
mistake.
was
There was
a
Robot
mistake.
Ninjas.
There was Robot Ninjas.
I saw that in the theater.
Actually, the best part about RoboCop
in
3
Amsterdam.
was him getting hit.
That's like
he
a
was
double whammy of awful.
He was on the side of a van, like trying to reach for the driver, and the driver hits a telephone pole, or drives past the telephone pole,
Just
knocking
scrapes him
RoboCop off.
yeah.
That was probably the best part, and the Robot Ninjas.
He has a jetpack in 4.
No, that's 3.
That's in 3.
That's 3.
God,
That he has
3 is so bad.
There's a jetpack in Kick-Ass, and you don't think that's bad.
Kick-Ass was a decent
So
movie.
there.
You don't know that I don't think Kick-Ass was bad.
Do you think Kick-Ass was bad?
No.
Yeah, because you're not retarded.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass 2 is bad.
I've never seen it.
Ditto.
Yeah.
There is one scene in there that's pretty awesome
Yeah.
with when what's her name starts killing all the police. Mother Russia. There's like a bodybuilder villain called Mother Russia, and she's insane. That's like, otherwise it's awful. It's an awful movie. When it's on HBO and you're doing shit, you can kind of like watch it and go, oh.
Yeah.
And then you kind of do this and you look over and go, damn it, it's so bad. One was so good. Bring back the announcements. You guys will say you are.
Only one of us introduced ourselves.
Well, I was moving on. I figured that part of the phase, we should get a little bit organized.
Okay,
We
Nathan
could
Video
just-
Fan, Jim Absent, Andy Major Tusk.
Yay!
Yay. And for those of you that are listening and can't see him pointing, don't worry about it.
Yes.
Yeah. You'll figure it out. You probably know by now.
Valid. Is the only announcement my thing next Saturday?
Yes, your event on the 28th in Madison.
I might be able to go.
Yeah. What's hilarious is that, like, the sign-up is up to, like, 23 or something people, and then Billy's like, I'm going to be bringing 6 people. Like, do you have enough room? And I'm like, Billy, that's only 8 tables. Like, if 32 people sign up for this event, it's only 8 tables. That's the weird thing about doing a partners event.
Yeah, unlike the Allies are small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps asking me I keep telling everyone when they ask what they're bringing, I say make a 25-point list that just combos with something ridiculously and hope you get teamed up just right.
Yeah.
I mean, just go balls deep in one strategy, and if you get the perfect partner, you're going to have some.
Oh, it's a
If you-
random
it's a
unlike the
random-
Allies?
Every round is a random partner.
and it changes right round to round.
Yep. Is it?
I know 2 years ago the right answer was Shay with anything.
I was going to say, Shay with anything is still pretty high up there.
Are you
as far
going to
as
do?
right
We
answers.
talked about this. I don't know if you've updated the thread.
I'm not going to bother.
You're not going to do it.
I think
should make a
some
circle
things it would
cast
make
that's
better
just
and
like
some would
Shay.
worse. I don't know.
Are you allowing only single list?
It's single list.
Single list?
Yeah,
Okay.
single list. You don't pick an objective because when you get your partner, then the two of you will look at what your lists are like together and then pick an objective together. So
Okay.
each round. Otherwise, I'd have to have each list have an objective, and then you'd have to pick which one. It's just not worth it. Yeah. So,
Make everyone flip a coin.
no.
Before
Or
the
just
round
have two
starts.
objectives in every scenario, just next to each other.
I'm seeing double. And then I will. Then obviously, then in March there's the Cedar Rapids events are starting, the 4-pack in Cedar Rapids.
Yep. Oh, the 7th, huh? Yeah.
This is March 7th. March, obviously, Adepticon is a big thing.
March 14th will be Chicago event because it's the second Saturday of the month. And then March
Which
21st
which is also a team event, too, which is a full-on normal, you pick your partner, go down, your normal unlikely allies
practice
partnership.
for Adepticon.
Then after
yes.
that is the Adepticon event.
Yep.
God, how was Adepticon only 3 weeks ago? Oh, next Wednesday I'm going to have a TEP. I just paid for it an hour ago. So exciting.
Have toilet paper?
Yeah, I'm finally going to have toilet
Good.
paper.
Good. That's going to improve the aroma.
So far, I've just been shaking like a wet dog.
Yeah. Dunk your butt in it.
Yeah.
That works.
Oh, no, I haven't been dunking. I've just been shaking.
Oh, great.
Hoping that got rid of everything.
I am 99% sure April 11th will be an event at Pegasus Games. I think I got it figured out with those guys. I haven't. It's not 100%, but it's at 99%.
Okay.
I'll have something going on on April 11th.
All right.
I don't know. I just
What day is tax day?
19th.
A month ago for me because I needed money.
April 19th.
April 15th.
April
Yeah,
15th.
yeah,
That's my
15th,
announcement.
19th.
April 15th is tax day.
Speaking of taxes, I'm going to tell you one of the greatest feelings in the world. So one of the worst feelings in the world is taking out one of those the Native American loans that you see on TV, and they're like, "Do you need money right now? Borrow a nickel, and then we'll charge you $1,000 a nanosecond for the rest of your life to pay
Those
back
are
that nickel."
horrendous.
They're horrendous. But Raylene and I really needed money a year and a half ago, so we borrowed $1,000. Or maybe $2,000. We borrowed $2,000. Since then, we've been paying $300 a month. We just paid it off with our tax money, like last week. The whole bulk of it was remaining. $300 a month.
doubled their money. No big deal.
$300 a month for a year and a half. So 18 months times 300. So what's that, like $6,000 or whatever? We had paid off half of it. Those things are terrible. Paying one off feels amazing.
You paid off. You
You
walk
could,
in and you just punch
you
the
could
person.
buy a car for that.
It was literally like every month you'd pay $300 and
And then all of
a
it
dollar of it went to
to the
the
actual
principal.
principal.
You can overpay and say rest of principal though, right?
You
Probably.
could, yeah.
I mean,
and
you're still
the
getting
original plan-
screwed either way.
When we borrowed it, we were gonna then it was gonna suck for like 2 months, and then we were gonna use that year's taxes to get rid of it, and then that year's taxes, surprise, the government kept all of it, and that I did not expect, and so it was a year longer than we wanted it to be to get rid of that thing.
Well, it's like
That sounds fun.
money is dumb. So
I think I'm paying $200 because of health insurance on my taxes this year.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, because you don't have health insurance.
I do now.
Yeah.
My company pays for it, so there's no reason not to have it.
Bright says we got used to that, so now it's like we have $300 bonus every month.
Hey, that's more Kickstarters you cannot tell anything about.
Every month, I'm like, this month I can go all in on Conan, and next month I can do $300 of fun money. She'll go for that.
There's a weird terrain Kickstarter that keeps on showing up on my Facebook wall too. Some kind of miniature terrain with foldable stuff.
Of all the ideas in the world, I wish I had is that one. Those guys have to be multi-billionaires.
Oh, of course they are. Well, multimillionaires for sure.
I think
Which ones?
The guys who do Kickstarter, because
Oh,
they
yeah,
just take a
10%.
percent.
It's not 10. I don't think.
It's not 10.
But
It is 10.
It's 10. It's a few percent. But I mean, it's not 10%.
Whatever percent it is, it's
still
free
Listeners
money.
Google it. Listeners Google it.
It's still a ridiculous percentage. I
They
thought
gotta be billionaires.
yeah.
That's like the next Microsoft. It really is because everybody uses Kickstarter for everything.
Yeah.
You
And
think
there's
of-
finally competitors like GoFundMe and what, but I mean, it's
It's the same as Microsoft. they're
GoFundMe
the base
seems to be a
ones.
little bit different though than what Kickstarter's trying
But
to
even
be.
still, even if
But
it's
yeah.
the same,
Because
it's like Coke, Pepsi, where even the two big names, Coke has twice as much money
Correct.
as Pepsi.
Right.
Like even the
And like,
quote-unquote
how much money did Shadows Over Brimstone?
That was like just shy of 2.5. Some card game made over
2.5
$6
million?
2.5 million.
So that's a freaking board game. That's not even something a majority of people in the country
Yeah.
care about. That's crazy.
hey,
Well, that's true. A majority of the people in this country care about TV.
They got like Reading Rainbow got like $5 million when they raised money for Reading Rainbow to come back or something.
Didn't what's that show with the chick, the lawyer, the Veronica Mars? Didn't that make like 10 million or something?
American actress Veronica Mars.
That's what's her name, Kristen Bell,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I approve then.
I approve of her in general as a person. Because not only does she love sloths so much that she cries with joy when her boyfriend arranged to have one come to her house for her birthday, which is a hilarious video, but she won't let people into her house to see her baby unless they're vaccinated now. They're
that's
like, you
reasonable.
guys are idiots. Don't pull that anti-vax shit on me. If you want to touch my baby, show me the needle mark. Kickstarter has a 5% fee.
Okay. Wow.
And payment processing fees between 3 and 5.
See?
So they charge the company 5%, and then they charge the paying people 5% also?
So it is 10%. I was right.
But they have deals with Amazon. I think Amazon
Okay.
does less, so I'm sure Amazon takes a percent.
Yeah.
I'm sure a chunk of that 3 to 5 goes to
okay.
Amazon.
Okay. They're already millionaires and going to be
still-
billionaires.
and all they have to do is pay the hosting fee of their
That's
website.
crazy.
Hosting and traffic.
Yeah.
Traffic
That's
fees.
crazy though.
Yeah.
That is crazy. They are rolling in it.
So yeah, those are announcements. Very
Yeah.
exciting. There is also I've been getting a lot of crap for not starting the 6-pack yet from people in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And people everywhere.
Well, because other people keep talking to me like, hey, we've been thinking about doing this thing. And I'm like, that's awesome. You should talk to Brian about having that be part of the 6-pack and
Well,
stuff like that.
that sort of overlaps with my next. I want to talk about. I went to Milwaukee for a tournament, and I didn't. The last, I mean, as our listeners would know, I haven't been very excited in War Machine for months. I think I've played 2 games this year. I played 3 games at War Machine weekend, and I think I probably played 2 games from like September to November.
You played more than that War Machine Weekend because you played in 2 events. You did the
played
old,
more than that.
you did the old man tourney and the random
I
mile
did the
ice
old
thing.
man. I guess I played. I think I must have played 6 games.
Yeah,
But that was like a spike.
but
and
they
then-
were both wacky things.
But
Yeah.
exactly. From September, I haven't played an actual tournament, for
Right.
almost 6 months, and I've just been very unmotivated, and I've just been really just not feeling it. Like I look at sometimes you can look at a list, and your brain is like processing. Okay, this with this can do this, and you have that theory machine thing going. When you're playing the game, you can kind of see angles on the board, and like all these invisible arrows are in your head. You can see and. When I've been playing War Machine the last few months, I sit down and I'm just like, I just push this model forward. I'm just doing it out of habit. There's no like excitement or fun, or I'm just doing it because that's what my friends doing. If I don't play this anymore, it's whatever. So, well, last couple of weeks, I played 1 game and I was excited. And then this week, like Wednesday and Thursday, I spent like a ton of my time making lists. It was actually kind of fun to do the lists again. So I'm like, well, hopefully this tournament goes well. And because I was really thinking, if I go to a tournament and I play 4 rounds and I don't feel it at all, I'm done with events. I'm 100% out of War Machine if I don't feel good after that. I didn't tell anyone that because I don't want to, because people go, oh no, and they go panicky or whatever. So I
Start
was
giving you like hand jobs and stuff to make you enjoy it.
Exactly. So I told myself if I go to this event,
You just gotta. I quit surprise people.
it would have
That's the way
been.
to
I
go.
would have went to the event. If I would have left it unhappy, I would have quit War Machine. I would have just sold it all for like 10% just to get rid of it and like take it an insane loss and just but not have a model to touch. Well, I would have been out. So I go.
I hope you didn't have fun because I just got money from my taxes. I'll buy Cricks at 10%.
in the market for cricks.
Yeah. It'd be hard to sell scoring at 10%. Poor Rinth, I think, sold his scoring for like 30% or less. He said
yeah.
with foam, it was like 30%. Stuff. That's
Why nobody wants them?
nobody wanted it. Scoring's not the hot faction right now.
Well, they are right now. He just sold them a week too soon, I guess,
Well,
because now people will see the Hydra.
Yeah, thinking about
Stock
it,
and scoring went way up.
Oh my god.
So I go to the event, and I decide it's not an ADR list, but I'm probably going to the Cedar Rapids event that are using ADR. So I decided to play Gatsby 3 and Scabrous, and I get 2 lists that I really like with both of them. I won't go over them, but if I can, I can post them or something if anyone cares. I put it on my Facebook page.
You did put him on Facebook.
But I like the list quite a bit. I thought they actually had some synergy with them. I'm like, so cool. I go, and round 1, I get paired against a guy I drove with. So I'm like, it was John Acker. And
Yeah, which
They
I'm
didn't-
surprised
they
they
didn't
did
terrible
change
rule.
shuffle.
I mean,
that.
They
yeah,
usually-
Well,
that's
there's-
a terrible tournament.
there was
that does
17
that, but-
people, and we got paid. The thing is, I don't really play John ever. So I didn't. I mean, I'm like, I saw us playing John. I'm like, okay, it's a kind of annoying, but I literally
And he's
played.
kind of not a local. Because,
It's weird because he kind of comes. from
Where is he? Clear from Reedsburg?
yeah.
or something. Yeah, he's between Baraboo and here. He goes between both, but he's still
Okay.
he's kind of a local. But anyway, I barely play him, so I didn't care. I'm like, I thought it was weird, and he's playing Haley, and he was playing Signar. I knew he was going to play Haley too, and I was like, whatever. I haven't even, the 2 lists I came up with that I liked a lot, I haven't even played ever. Both lists had Bane Raiders I never fielded. I just wanted to put the Bane Raiders on the table, so I assembled them this week. So I wasn't like,
First round, he gets E. Haley, of course.
so we play the game.
Yeah, that's just how life is.
But I'm trying to remember how to fucking move models around, and he actually ends up getting a good storm. The game ended kind of prematurely because he got a storm wall on my caster from range, and his first damage roll is a 665.
Well,
And it doesn't, he leaves her at a couple points. He's able to pink the last couple points off pretty easily with what's left on the table. Even as just running forward and shooting because now all he likes to do is a couple points.
did you say the tournament was bad?
No, I saw.
Because Travis over there says we declared the tournament bad. Nobody said the tournament was bad, Travis.
Yeah.
Grumpy
You're bad.
Gus.
You're bad. The tournament was fine.
He's always grumpy. Anyway, go on.
Dan ran a fine tournament. Travis was a grumpy.
Travis is not grumpy. Travis just feels maybe discomfort.
Yeah.
I watched him on
'Cause
that
he was a Vulcan.
season of Deadliest Catch, and he was grumpy the whole time.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, so and even though I lost the game, like I could have charged my Bane Riders potentially. I was like because my Bane Riders have a 14 in threat range and Scabrous, I could have put all of them into the storm wall, but I was like 14 inches. I was either 13.9 or 14.1 away. I didn't take the risk to do it. Even if I would have done that and failed, it would have clogged up how the storm wall couldn't have walked forward and shot my caster.
He might have lost in the long run, but you wouldn't have lost in the short
Correct.
term.
So, but it was fine. When you put
You got to take that chance against E. Haley.
when you put miles on the table for the first time, it's a list you've never used, you still have a feeling in the first 5 minutes if you hate the list, you think it has potential. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this list. So even though I lost quickly, I'm like, I still think this list is cool. So I'm gonna continue on. Whatever. I lost to E. Haley, Stormwall, whatever. It's not a big deal. Because when you find a list you like, it's kind of exciting. It's like
Right.
that. Ooh, this is actually
Yeah.
this might be a thing.
It's like love.
So I'm like, whatever, cool. Round 2, I get paired against this caster called Haley 2. This time, double Stormwall.
Of course. The thing you love most in the game, right?
The thing that almost broke me from the game is double Colossals. And of course, round 2, I'm now getting Haley 2 again and double Stormwall. So I'm like, this is brilliant. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just play the game. And the game went on for a couple turns, and he had such dominance over my list that he was kind of moving his army forward, pretty well. Because he had, he's played on his 4 covering fire templates, and he has
You
all
can't
this,
go anywhere or do anything, yeah.
But he moves Haley forward to try to score some extra, try to get, to position herself just slightly better. 'Cause she's double time bombing, she's doing all this shit. But I'm able to actually run an arc node, TK her forward, TK some shit forward, X-Kind her, and get a Bane Rider on her and kill her. Sure. So I was pretty excited about that. Killing E. Haley is always exciting. You want to high-five everyone. And then you kill a double... And because it's double Colossal, the list... in my opinion, it's inherently worse because it has
Yeah,
less
like I saw
coverage.
your picture of the double colossal thing. I'm like, there's no way a million Crix infantry don't make it to somebody's caster when they
Yeah.
have nothing else to screen their caster.
E-Haley is still a bitch.
But
Well,
I was
she
able,
is.
and I was also able. I mean, I was able to do an X-Carnate to clear the little inventory he had because he didn't see me because X-Carnate cleared the middle, and then I just pulled Haley forward and Bane righted her.
The X-Carnate was with Biothralls then, obviously.
Round 3, I get paired up to one of the 2-0 people who happens to be playing Signar, who happens to be playing E. Haley. So I'm now in my 3rd round of a tournament that I'm trying to enjoy, and I get another E. Haley player. This time 0 storm walls, but he has a whole different level of
There you go.
strength.
All 3 versions,
It
2,
was.
1, and 0 storm
Yeah.
walls.
And this game is kind of crazy. He actually feats kind of early. This game goes long, goes maybe 3-4 rounds, which is kind of long when it's E. Haley versus Crix. I mean, it's, usually someone's going to...
Either
Someone dies.
Either
Someone dies
kill her
soon.
or you're fucked.
So we're going back and forth. It's all about positioning. He feats. I kind of back up. He got disgruntled because he's like, "Damn it, I forgot you were a better player." Because I didn't. I just kind of just sat there after he feated. I didn't. I just. He's like, "Most people just walk into it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not most people." So, yeah.
Sacrifice action, walk forward.
Yeah, and
Sacrifice
then-
action, walk forward.
And it's a 2 circles, and one of them we're contesting pretty well, but he's about to die. He's about to just take control of one and for the rest of the game. Like, he's going to just fuck me up all game and just control half the board. So he puts Haley into the zone to dominate it, and I'm like, aha! Because if he would have kept Haley back, he could have scored 1 point on his turn for 5 rounds and just won the game. But he wanted to accelerate his win. So he puts her forward, so I'm able to actually do a bunch more T-Cane and whatnot, and I actually get her turned around. I actually get an X-Carnate into her, Tartarus into her, and a Bane Rider into her, and fail to kill her.
And she's not on some massive camp or anything.
She had a couple points of armor on her, but after, with Tartarus dropping her
she's
down...
squishy. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she had Arcane Shield on her. So even though I lost that game, I'm like, I did exactly what I needed to do. I got multiple models onto her, including Tartarus, for God's sakes, and I just rolled awful. And I'm like, dice is part of the game, and I was like, I shrugged it off. I was kind of amused. And the guy was like, I don't know how I won. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you steal some
So
sometimes.
I lost two out of 3 to E. Haley, but 2 times I had stuff on her. I mean, that's in my mind, that's about as good as the day is going to go against Haley. Round 4 comes around. There are no more Signar players. I literally cannot face Haley 2 again, so I'm very excited. I'm all chatty and happy. I face Old Man Kador, who is old and plays Kador. In case people don't know who that thing goes together.
We know him, Kay.
Basically, I'm like, he had Kador, and I wanted to play both my lists once each, but I played Scavers 3 in a row, and I'm like, screw it, I think my Scav... He had Karchev as one of his lists, and Old Man Kador is crazy, so I'm like, he might throw fucking Karchev against me, but it's like, my Gatsby list doesn't quite have as much armor cracking as my Scavers list, so I'm going Scavers all the way. Not paying attention to his other list is a Butcher tier list of Doom Reaver spam. So I put my magic-wielding army down, and then he starts unpacking his army. I'm like, those are Doom Reavers. I'm like, fuck me in the goddamn ass. So round 4, I'm now taking on yet another ridiculous...
You can X-Carnate his dog.
Yeah.
You can X-Carnate him.
All 6 of my Bile Thralls purged on him that game. That game went for like 18 rounds, and there was like 3 models left, but he got me on scenario because at the end of the game, I basically held my feet and was just like killing what I could, Bile purging here, trying to make more Banes with Tartarus, and just doing what I could, slowly whittling down. I even had I popped my feet to get my Combine TK to get into one of his jacks and make a Harrower, which was pretty fun. But he kept rolling 7s for Fury every turn. It's one of those games where I feel Skywatch versus Doom Reavers is like a 20-80, and the 80 is my opponent's favor.
Yeah.
So it's always a little frustrating when they also get the dice luck. It's like, it's already a ridiculous matchup. But I fought that game to the fucking tooth and nail. I had like nothing left. And again, that game ended with Tartarus, multiple Banes onto his caster who was already damaged, and Tartarus failed to hit. Tartarus couldn't roll a 4.
Ugh.
So that game. So I was like, that's okay. So I didn't feel too bad because, quite frankly, I took an awful matchup and almost won it and just failed because some bad luck there.
Somebody's saying you should have complained to the TO because you had to face Haley 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, I made some comments. It was a little ridiculous. So end of the day, I faced some of the stuff that I hate most in this game, but I actually came away with a pretty positive attitude. So I was like, you know what, I guess I'm back because if that doesn't break a fucking person, I don't know what does. Because I've never had a gambit that ridiculous as to just have to run across Haley 3 that many times in a row.
I was more confused at Travis's comment about how making sure that pair-ups will match up. That takes an hour. It
No.
doesn't.
Well, whatever.
I mean,
It doesn't
like,
matter.
With people taking on other people from their
We'd never
Man,
have a
the
problem
area.
running a tournament that way, Travis. But
well,
I
it
guess we're
depends-
just better than you.
I bet if you were trying to make it work in Doyu, it's a little annoying to shuffle stuff around because sometimes Doyu doesn't like when you change things.
They just, yeah.
Well, yeah.
It would be more complicated.
With
and
just
it's-
with when you're
If
using, when
you're
you're just
using a
shuffling
computerized system, you definitely probably
yeah.
aren't going to do that.
with
I get
sheets
that.
when you're just sticking them on the tables, then it's easy to just go, oh, these guys rode together, switch and go on.
Done,
But
yeah.
with the computer, it can be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
Rick's program worked out pretty well in that regards, but
He stopped pushing that.
well, he lost his job where he was working at, where he could probably work on that on the side. So yeah, he stopped it.
It's one of those projects where as long as he could do it while he worked, he was fine with it. But when he had to put his actual time into it, he didn't want to do it anymore. He's like, I love this project when I use my work time for it.
I'm getting paid to do this. Hell yeah.
I'll do this all the time. I make a lot of lists on work time. I'm not going to lie.
Whereas I don't think about War Machine until the Wednesday I play it.
Well, probably with your job, you probably don't be thinking much more machine while you're wiring some stuff
No,
out there.
yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
good thing for a lot
Right.
of people.
Yeah. Better those buildings don't burn down.
Yeah, I can.
It depends on the building.
Yeah. Old folks home there are going to die anyway.
John came in second with his Signar.
Hey.
You helped us strike the schedule
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, 1 and 3.
Straight to schedule matters, baby.
Yeah. Man, but I was just a fucking punching bag. I think that was like my trial. So the thing that made me feel good is we all have this inner voice that talks to us. At least I do. I assume everyone has an inner voice that talks
Wait,
to you.
A inner voice?
Well, okay,
Yeah.
it has different
I have an arena.
It has different accents, so maybe it's different voices. And like late in the day, the inner voice is like, "It's okay, Brian. You've been beat on for 4 straight games in a row. What you're going to do is you're going to leave here. You're going to make a new list. You're going to come back and you're going to break these people in fucking half. They're going to bleed from their eyes.
That's when
I'm-"
Brian's really dangerous, so look out,
Yeah.
world. That's not a good sign.
So
for
it
you.
was nice. It's like, oh yes, you're right, inner voice. I'm going to crush these people.
See, because what this is a movie,
Yeah.
and you go to the first blood
We're gonna
sport
need a
tournament,
montage.
and you lose.
Yeah.
Now
Now
you're
he needs the
montage.
training
I
montage.
did text Alex. I'm like, Alex, quick, send me. I need a montage. I did ask for. I did a request for a montage.
Dun,
I-
dun, dun.
This montage would be me just like stabbing things for
Can
4
this-
hours and coming out with this amazing list.
Can you make sure you keep with this, because last time we had Evil Brian was before Keith started playing. Now we're getting Evil Brian back again, and Keith's coming back here soon.
Well, here's the key: is that Brian, you just got to stay away from, or even if Keith is playing something, you've got to play that, even if it's exact same.
Well, I
list.
can't tell him what I'm going to play because he likes to steal my thunder
Yeah.
sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah, your thunder he steals.
Yeah, well, he steals lots of thunder. I'm not going to say he's a solo act, but I have.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no, so yeah, hearing that inner voice talk to me again in that just tone, and it's that super evil, like devilish, like the Jenny McCarthy voice is kind of what the devil sounds like to me.
the Jenny McCarthy
Yeah,
voice.
it sounds like Jenny McCarthy, so I know it's the devil talking to me. So it's pretty good.
Don't vaccinate your kids. You want to kill
but
other
she's also
people.
naked. It's also a naked voice, so it's the one benefit. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, it felt good to hear that voice.
I like that
again.
she's against vaccination, but she'll get Botox and breast implants and stuff.
You know.
She supposedly is for vaccination. Now.
She is. Yeah. Well,
now that
too
she's
late.
caused
Now that she's
catastrophes,
caused
it's
such
too
a
late.
damage,
We already talked
fucking
this,
done.
yeah.
Leave the voice in my head alone.
Seriously, why do you only have one? Like Brian, like Ann said, I have an arena of them,
Yeah.
but they all chant in
Mine
unison.
had
I don't really get
Kill.
that way. I-
kill them all.
mine.
That's all I hear.
My voices had a battle royale. This one that laughed. It killed the other voices.
The strongest survived.
This is the only one.
This is the one.
yeah. Basically, it's like that that John Cusack movie where all the actors, all the people were
John Wick?
John Cusack.
War Inc. That was
He was
terrible.
in there. They're
Gross
all
Point
right.
Blank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross Point Blank.
Yeah.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, that's it.
I forgot he was in that kind of because the trailer for Hot Tub Time Machine 2 was in front of Kingsman, and I'm watching it. I'm like, there's 3 guys there. I remember there being a 4th guy, but I could not the whole time. I could remember, and then and then I get home, and I'm like, oh yeah, John Cusack was in that movie.
Yeah.
He's the main character.
There's
I
a
don't
reason
really
why
care
he's
for
not
that
in
one.
the sequels.
So spoiler alert, I didn't like something.
Well, the thing about that movie that was weird to me was, okay, so they go back in time and they change it so their life is better currently, but then they come back and it's like, okay, now you're suddenly married to this other person. You have all these kids who you don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have
And
these,
you
all
don't
these
remember banging her enough times to make those kids.
And now she probably doesn't sleep with you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, you lose.
Yeah, now you got 3 teenagers, and now you're like, what's happening? What that'd be terrifyingly awful.
Stupid time travel. Time travel's horrible plot. I'm sorry, it is.
It's rarely good.
Yeah.
Unless Michael J. Fox is in the movie.
There's a few
Yeah,
times.
oh,
that-
okay.
Or there's some monkeys. 12.
12 Monkeys showed like a different, like they couldn't fix everything by time traveling again. That's the thing that's always stupid about time travel. Like they tried it and it just keeps failing over and over and over again, and he's stuck failing forever.
Did you ever see Primer? Primer's interesting. It's kind of a time travel movie, except that it has like a
Here's my favorite time travel movie: Demolition Man.
there you
go
go.
forward in time, which is plausible.
We all go forward in time.
I know.
We're traveling in time right now.
We're traveling in time.
no! I spiked the sound. I got so excited. Doc Brown, where is he?
We have an MDK.
Primer's good though. You should check out Primer.
I like Edge of Tomorrow.
That's not time travel, though.
That's
really.
That's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with those. You're right. There's some that are okay. Most of them suck.
Yeah.
Like Terminator keeps getting worse and worse and worse because they keep going to the time travel well. It's like, oh, it sucked so bad.
But Primer's interesting because, I mean, it's a spoiler even to say it's about time travel, but oh well. But it's interesting because instead of having full time travel, it's almost just like it's almost like a quick save. Like, you know, you can flag a point, and then they can, jump back to that one point and whatnot. So it makes it, they can't go back and kill their own grandpa
Which
because
is
they
kinda
hadn't
how Edge of
invented the quick
Tomorrow
save.
is.
Yeah, except
Or
non.
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah. It's cool.
Save point.
Yeah.
And
There was
that's
a
my
video game.
tournament report.
Helix has been pretty decent about that so far.
12 Monkeys TV show probably will be terrible.
It's on right. I've heard it keeps.
Oh, it's
changing
already
up.
on?
It's like
Yeah.
it's got like
I
haven't
couldn't
watched
get into
it.
that Helix either.
I've
Spoiler
heard-
alert, I still hate everything.
I've heard the current 12 Monkeys has like they keep changing every episode how their time travel works. Because Tim is like Tim wants to like it, but like every episode they change up how they do it. They haven't settled on how they want to use time travel.
I've watched the first 2 episodes and it didn't really grip me. My DVR is still recording it. Eventually I'll just watch them all, but yeah, I like the movie so much instead.
Yeah.
I was more
That's a
excited.
great
Remember when I was watching the Oscars like many years ago,
we have
and
to
they
get
originally
Oscar started in like 10 minutes.
they had the shot of the 12
Announcements.
Monkeys suit, and that was in like the best like art direction or something like that.
Nice. 12 I love Terry Gilliam. 12
Yeah.
Monkeys should have been more confusing, though. That was my only objection to it. Like,
Oh.
no, I'm
was great,
not even being
though.
sarcastic. Like,
Who was
because
confused? The right amount of confusing.
for the whole movie, I knew whether he was crazy or from the future. It was never actually in doubt. And I wish it had been more up in the...
I feel like somewhere in the middle it was in doubt.
It opened.
Nah.
It ended with complete doubt, though.
no,
it ended with zero doubt.
It
With the
ended
gal
with
just-
certainty. I felt.
Yeah, it ends with zero doubt.
Yeah, it ended with him going back and being in that loop. Over
No,
and
no,
over
I'm
again.
talking about the gal that was next to the guy who spread
Yeah.
the disease, and they're saying I'm in insurance, as in saying either she's there to make sure it happens, or
No, she's...
or there to
No,
stop
they
it.
just
She's there to
happened
stop.
survive in the plane.
He was able to communicate. No, she's from the future too. He communicated what happened. He wasn't able to stop it, but she was able to then come back to. She gets the cure. He doesn't stop the death, but she gets the cure. I think what
the way
it is.
I
I
understood it, see, it is confusing.
Yeah.
I felt like what happened is he saw himself die, and then he lived through it again.
Well,
and then
sure.
he saw himself die, and then he lived through it again, and nobody ever fixed it.
He's stuck in a loop.
And I kind of, the way I also understood
But I
it,
think she.
the way I understood it is those people didn't want the cure. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I see her as being an insurance, as in she's there to make sure that it goes off.
But she was the same age, like. So she couldn't. Oh, you mean it was like still from the future, but making sure it goes off? She wouldn't need to do that. It was already going to go off.
Well, unless he stopped it.
Right.
But then why send him back?
Well, I sent it back.
Why ask why?
I think it's pretty
Yay,
confusing.
Terry Gilliam.
I'm thoroughly confused now.
Yay.
What's the next topic? You have a topic, Nathan?
Gargantuans?
Gargantuans. They're gargantuan.
They're coming.
The Hydra makes me laugh because people are all excited because they can do 5 6-inch sprays or 1 10-inch spray, and they can boost a half dozen of those things because it has the Fury mechanic. For the same point cost, I can have 6 10-inch sprays, all of which are boosted, all the attack rolls and all the damage rolls by taking 2 of the Convergence battle engines. Boom.
I'm not. Yeah.
So the Hydra's adorable to me.
Is there any of you guys here have any confirmation on how much fury it has? Is
I'm sure it has 4 or 5.
It's got to have 4. If they made a gargantuan with 3, you might as well put it on the stove with lighter fluid on it. You can't take 20 points and have it only be 3 Fury and a Hordes list.
Okay.
I mean, it would be worthless.
It has to
Makes
be at
sense.
least 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not 5, though. 5 is the troll thing, I think.
Well, Mammoth is 5.
Is it 5? Oh, it might be 5 then.
It's interesting to see.
I almost feel like they have to be 5. All the ones that are 4 are so hard to play because you just don't have the Fury to go around at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. It's interesting. The fact that the model's done means it'll be the first one out. And it's nice to have scoring. Scoring's not used to getting the first model. So it's kind of nice to actually have something early. We'll see. My thing is, okay, you want to spray, because cricks and fuck over scoring in a lot of ways. So now you have this thing that can spray down cricks. You charge it forward, and you spray 6 inches out, and then everything that's 7 inches out kills you. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, maybe it's good. So I really need to see what else it does, because 6
Maybe
inch
it'll have
sprays-
polarity field.
It might have crit pitch on all of its heads too.
Burrow.
Yeah, but just
Burrow's crit pitch won't help against getting charged by baby.
correct.
Yeah, I'm just
obviously.
afraid that it's going to go
If
forward.
it has polarity
spray.
shield,
Yeah.
you'll definitely be happy.
I mean, it's going to fuck up shit within 6 inches of it. But I mean, if you can't stay 6 inches away from something, I mean, obviously then it's a moving stick, so maybe it's like 10 inches. But everything,
It doesn't matter because you got a layer of stuff.
Do they say how fast it moves too?
No,
No.
it's probably a 4.
Probably.
or 5.
I'd give it a 5. I think it'll be a 5.
We'll see. I mean, until I see more.
The only
rules.
one that they mentioned speed was the circle one because it's speed goddamn 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to die if you look at it.
Yeah. Well, that's basically
I don't
what
have any
happens
faith
to.
in that being any good.
That's what happens.
I
in-
mean, yeah, I don't know.
I think I want to see the model for it. I bet you that's probably going to be the most beautiful looking model.
A
on
colossal with flight, or a gargantuan with flight, that'll be handy.
Well,
there. They've already
the
have
Legion
one.
has
Legion.
Legion one
one.
has
It's
it.
really
And how
hard
good that
not
one
to
is.
land on stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Animus is probably better than the Archangel's Animus.
The Winter Troll Animus is sexy if it's because somebody looked up what they described it as.
Yep.
I forget what it's called, but that's the spell with the same name in the RPG is basically Bart's feet.
Yeah, his old feet is where you can just.
The if you advance, you fall down.
Yep.
So
That's
if it
a
has
goofy
if it has that as a animus, where if you move towards it, you just fall on your ass, that's going to be amazing.
That could be very cool. It depends if
That
it's
sounds.
how
can
far
they
out
do
is
that?
it?
That'd be horrible.
In the RPG, it was command range, but it's not going
Oh.
to have a command obviously because it's a beast. It'd probably be like
No,
2
beasts have
inches.
command.
But that how do you charge it and
command?
kill
I don't
it?
know.
I think
then?
so.
If you don't have immune to knockdown, that's too much of a hoser. They
Yeah.
can't do that. Maybe
It could be at the end of
your
the activation. It could be.
Could be at the end of activation. Could be like the same thing as the Frost Troll or
Yeah.
the Winter Trolls Animus.
It's got to be end of activation, or maybe even I don't know. They can't even make it where if you damage it, you get knocked down because heavies are the only way to kill them. Stupid things.
They'll make it like the Archangel Animus, where models beginning their activation within 2 inches of it gain a status that causes them to be knocked down 2 turns from that.
There we go. Like that's like P Fiora. She feeds, and then everything's on fire, and then she kills it all, and then anything she doesn't kill, it goes out.
Yeah.
That's just how P Fiora works.
She doesn't have a feat.
Yeah, she doesn't. I mean, I'm not saying she's bad or good or whatever, but that just seems how it always works out. Nothing ever dies from her fire.
Well, that's why you need to do an unlikely allies with P Fiora, E Fiora.
Yeah, that's the broken.
That's sexy.
Yeah.
That was the thing with Efiora. Whenever I played her, I would just murder everything with her, and I wouldn't have any focus when I popped her feet because they would just be dead from fire
Yeah, well, I mean,
or whatever.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, when everything's dead, you don't really need a feed as the flip side of that
Yeah.
whole discussion.
Yeah. Boo-hoo, my feet's no good because I tabled you.
It's a hard argument to win.
But I was curious to see what the timetable for some of these models, because they're still coming with models from the last War Machine book. We have a new War Machine book coming out and all that stuff, and then we have the Horde stuff coming out. I think they're gonna. So we'll see what the release
When they
schedule
finally come
is like,
out.
because February Press.
What's not out for Circle? Are the Death Wolves or the Brennan out? I don't think so, right?
Brennan is out. The
Just
Death
came
Wolves
out?
are not.
the character guy.
Yeah, the character.
he's out.
Yeah, heavy hole.
Well,
Brenos
they're
is out,
missing
yeah.
more because the Hordes book is newer. I mean, the War Machine book, everyone's missing the new Jacks from the War Machine book. Yeah, that's a big thing. I think every
I'm wearing my
faction's
goddamn
missing.
work shirt. I
You
forgot to
are.
take it off.
Oh
I
my
have an
god!
undershirt. Shut up.
Yeah, you should get your undershirt going first before you start
You should
pulling
just
up
take
the
it off for
the
the
other
viewers
shirt.
at home.
All right. Enjoy.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
We're at
Who are you?
close
I had to.
proximity.
I saw it twice because I still looked there and then I looked at my screen and that's on like a second delay.
I didn't truffle shuffle or anything.
You should.
Pretty close.
I can truffle shuffle.
Let's
No.
do it.
If the chat room gives me $1.
Hey, you guys.
There.
Um,
Sexy.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see we'll definitely see it live in person at Adepticon, the Hydra.
Probably. Yeah, we'll see the Hydra. I mean, it looks cool.
And I bet you we'll probably see at Lock and Load the Hydra for sale, and I bet you the Glacier King will be for sale there too.
Yeah. I have expected Lock and Load to be when the War Machine book comes out. It's going to be delayed that long.
That's my guess
seems
too.
kind of long, but oh well.
But yeah. Even then, that's fine too. Lock and Load.
Well, the game's kind of getting some weight behind it, where it's going to be hard for them not to collapse it under its own weight, right?
Well, and that's why they are. So I think one of the reasons they're slowing down the release.
Like the only thing they can really do is make sub factions.
There's more and more stuff to play test against when you're adding to already existing factions.
Like they've already kind of screwed it up in this last book, right? I mean, with the Circle Caster.
With Bradigus. Well, it's mainly his theme forces.
Yeah.
I mean,
Steam Force is the problem, but
yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do with because they started doing like different attachments. Like you can put this attachment with the unit. So I think they're going to start doing more like hero new UAs because they've already slowly. So we'll start seeing new UAs.
But I mean, it is going to have to slow down a little. Yeah. Otherwise, they're going to fuck it up colossally, and they'll have to go to get it because they already
Colossal's ruined the game already.
I didn't mean that pun, but you're welcome.
Accidental pun.
Lord Almighty.
Yeah,
no new UAs, and I also like. There's not a lot of them. God, is it just the Soulless Escort and the Convergence one? But UAs that are generic across the faction.
That's the Soulless are.
Soulless is a weapon attachment. The Convergence one is a unit attachment.
Kind of like all the.
How about the guys that attach to Mercs?
That's what the ranking officers.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean stuff like that is interesting because you can just make a model and it'll modify everything. I mean, yeah, that's some playtesting required, but at least it's a consistent thing.
Yeah, adding new UAs,
as long as because he'll be only adding one ability, and basically it's like if this one ability was available like as a spell, would it break the faction?
Right.
You know, and it's easy to avoid things that you know will ruin the faction that way when you're only playtesting modifications as opposed to new things.
Right. Yeah, casters are usually the spot where they're going to screw up.
Yes,
they're the defining point of the game as a caster. I mean, that's one of our points that we give to all new players too. Is like you can build this list, and then if you swap out the caster, that list plays completely different.
But then that's also why the casters are the hardest to playtest because the casters interact with everything else in your faction,
and they interact the most times because they've got the most variety of spells and stuff.
Whereas a unit attachment, you only have, even if it's a generic one, you only have to test it on the units.
We were talking to Jeremy Colfoot the other day, and he's been playing his Epic Resnick one certain way. And we were talking about a different way to possibly play them. He's like, man, I wouldn't even thought of that. You got to think of all that when you're playtesting.
Damiano Warpath.
Right, exactly. That was an awesome list.
Yeah, and sometimes it's crazy shit. I mean, nobody did Miserable Meat Mountain for years, and all of a sudden Chad's like, what if I do this boring crap with Gristle 2, and it's unbeatable?
Gristle, too, we are locally knew for a long time she's really good.
We knew she was good, but not in that way. We used her just as a super solo.
Okay.
Like, her gun is amazing. And, yeah, she was good, but the Meat Mountain, just nobody played her that way. Mm-hmm. Even locally, like I said, we knew she was good. We loved her. Nobody Meat Mountained.
No. The only time we would see, like, is Gristle's theme with a bunch of Creel.
I think people are still gun-shy from Mark 1, trying that style of game.
Yeah.
Because in Mark 1, that was awful. I still remember that game against Brian where he was playing Crix and he was playing Epic Denegra. He stole one of my Troll Champion units.
Yeah. Well, you were Trolls versus Crix.
Right.
Okay, welcome to Pain
I know.
Town.
Well, exactly. And it gets you gun-shy. You don't want to go back to it. He stole the one unit, and then when they failed their command check, the other one was fighting Black Beans and went invincible as soon as you fail the command check.
Having Rengraven 20 Pyrus be invincible for a round was fair. I missed that.
Every round with that.
30 models that you can't attack. That's good.
Yeah, so he would take the one unit and the other unit couldn't attack.
With Epic Denny and a unit of the Cephalix Overlords, he couldn't give you -8 command to that unit.
Right. No, it was, he's
wait.
Yeah. Auto fail, I'll take that unit. This one can't fight because it's fighting invincible. Now what happens the next turn? Oh, the same thing. You know, he can do it forever.
And it was a free. It used to be paying upkeep per model, but then the combine was a free upkeep.
Yeah.
Then it was a free upkeep. It was so good.
It was.
Yeah, that's
sexy.
when I didn't play Trolls anymore.
It was good to be a Crix player
But
that
I mean,
time.
it'd be hard to go back to that like tank up style after you've ate something like that. I don't know. It's like once bitten, twice shy.
Somebody did mention on the chat room that Warders That's pretty much when mortars were released is when you're like,
Yeah,
I should
tough
put
as
two
hell.
of these in.
I didn't
in
think they were going to have
army.
any impact on the game because they're so slow, and because I'd played trolls in that case where it was like they're too slow and then everything bad happens to them. But now there's less everything bad happening.
Right.
Yeah, and when actually something does hurt them, then they get a little bit quicker, stronger.
Right.
Or not quicker, they just get stronger.
And
get
Pathfinder.
quicker,
They
yeah.
get quicker. I think they get quicker. Well, they get
No,
Pathfinder at least. They get
Path-
+2 strength and armor in Pathfinder.
That's probably what
Yeah.
armor is with Gristle when they get hit.
I think it's all.
Yeah,
I think
it
it
probably is
stacks up.
probably
I
all,
think
yep.
they get strength and armor, and Gristle gives them the armor for engaging stuff, and they get armor from the
Oh,
stone.
we have a troll player.
And I think they said something about the new troll Gargantuan is going to be like a Creel Stone also.
Oh, I didn't hear
He's
that.
going to do like an aura thing.
I heard he's going to have an aura to help out.
Yeah,
help
I
out
mean, it won't
things.
necessarily be the stone, but it'll be hard
Obviously,
to
it's
kill.
probably going to have some kind of crit freeze on its fists or something like that.
Yeah, they seem to mostly be support pieces, these Gargantuans.
Knowing what their animus is like, I'm really curious what the Hydra's animus will be. That's always the animus of those things can really.
That's the
make-
only time you could take the circle one is if you're looking at its animus. I would
Yeah.
think.
Well, that circle one is going to make. It's
I meant the old one.
Oh yeah.
The
Mega
World
Monkey.
Wrath.
Yeah.
No, Tort, you're the worst for troll rules, jerk.
Trolls are dumb. Take that, troll people.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
fast.
us talking about trolls is pointless, but it was to prove a point that had nothing to do with
I can
trolls.
tell you all
So
about
there.
trolls in Mark 1.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
what I
remember
just
that
was
shit.
doing.
I can
So
tell you
yeah,
good
how come
trolls.
nobody uses champs with her? Because concert would be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember.
Concert was great. Why'd they get rid of concert?
Oh, that's what it was. That's how Who's the Boss started. I wanted Xerxes so bad for trolls because in Mark 1, the champions they had 2 attacks each,
Yeah.
and then Xerxes had that spell that gave every attack double. So you'd be able to get that 5th concert with
Yeah.
4 attacks at +4 to hit and damage. Oh my god!
Yeah,
And then he had like an armor feat in addition to you could have the Creel Stone, an armor feat, and the Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
And they would have been like armor 21 with 4 attacks apiece concert.
Yep.
Yes.
that's what I tell everybody is that's the reason why whenever somebody rolls Xerxes on the wheel, I'm like that's why.
Yep, that's
Who's the Boss
Who's the
exists.
Boss. That's the
And then
literal
Xerxes-
caster.
Xerxes lost every single one of his abilities from Mark 1.
Yep, yeah, he's no longer the super troll. Although, I mean, he still can't be bad with trolls. He's still got the armor feat.
He's still pretty good.
He's good.
Next topic.
So
We talked about
we
Legion.
didn't talk about the Legion one at all. Other
didn't.
Than it looks so weird, but it seems like it's going
What
to
is it?
sprout. It looks like Cloverfield.
Oh, okay. So it's just a giant dinosaur.
Kind of, yeah. It's got like 2 gigantic talon-like arms that go in front and a gigantic maw.
It's
Is
gonna
it like a huge Scythian?
no. It's
It's got 4 legs.
2 legs and a mouth.
yeah.
Pretty
It-
much.
It looks.
It's like a slug body with a giant mouth on it.
Did you
and
play
then 2
Diablo
legs.
3 at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, yeah, who knows?
It looks like it's gonna spit out. It's gonna spit out blight wasps.
I bet you
That would
this
be
round
cool.
they're more strong because the last round the gargantuans were kind of a little weak, right?
Yeah.
Except for maybe the mammoth, right?
Yeah, the mammoth is considered the best of the herd.
Of those, yeah. It's
I think the
Archangel's
mega
pretty
monkey's got
decent with
spots in some lists, probably.
Archangel kind of works okay with Thagrosh generally, but I mean its animus is horrible, but it usually
Well, an
hits
animus
pretty
on
damn
something
hard.
where you're taking it to kill stuff. You
Correct.
don't necessarily need a great animus, although it helps a lot.
I like the
Right.
Mountain King, but you've got Mulg in the list though too.
Right. Well, and
It's
the
just-
Mountain King's big issue is just the Mat 5 Rat 5. right?
Matt Fi. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know,
I was
he
looking at
has
that.
a muck. Okay, so if you use his animus and you use sweep instead of your taking initial attacks,
Yeah.
then like fuck you, just make a Mat 6.
Yeah.
Or if I'm spending 2 fury to do that, let me be awesome instead of
Yeah.
having to do that to not suck.
I like the there's
And,
an
and you
unbound,
can still, I mean, boosted to hits on a Mat 5 can miss a lot of stuff.
yep. There's an unbound rule for specifically for Mountain Kings that makes it so warrior models hit. He gets a +2 to hit against warrior models.
Yeah, so he's Mat
He's
7,
Mat
which
7
would be
versus-
reasonable anyway.
Yeah, which should be
He
what
should have been
be.
Mat 6. Mat 5 makes no goddamn sense.
No, correct.
I've been looking at that Brenna, whatever, the
Yeah.
circle thing.
Brenda.
Brenda, the circle satyr.
Sure.
Yeah, and so Brenda,
Cross-dressing
she's Mat 5, Rat 5, Defense 11, Armor 17. I just can't work her out to do anything in
She's just
anywhere.
support heavy, which
Right.
makes no sense at all.
9 points. I mean, she can't even shoot. I mean, you're at 5.
But everybody else gets cheaper animi or something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
here's that's his animus. So if your caster is going to go first, it can cast that animus, and your entire battle group is going to have 1 less cost on all their animus, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, but I just can't figure out how to work her into a list.
Because then you use the,
5 armor, defense.
The flak field ravens go crazy then, I think, because then you can spam that animus, right?
Yeah, I don't remember if that's 1 or 2, but I'm sure that's good. The little wold sentry things automatically get no knockdown every turn for free.
Yeah,
which
except
is
they do
pretty
that
cool.
with Bradigus anyway, so that's
Wow.
okay.
Yeah, Bradigs can't take Brennan.
So they can't go less than 1 though for the animus?
Nothing can ever
so.
be negative, but they can go to
They can
zero.
go zero?
They can go to
Okay.
0.
Interesting.
Yep. Yeah, so like the little shield guard guys automatically get their animus. Yep. I mean, even the stalkers going to a one fury sprint is really good, really good. And then if you do it on your caster, then the Brenda she can cast anything else's, so she can do one fury sprint.
Yeah.
Which is
Or
good.
after your caster casts Brenda's animus, Brenda can cast Brenda's animus for 1 less.
Yep, and then you can do her animus the whole round.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Bazinga.
Amazing.
People are talking
You need
about-
an extra fury.
Putting the circle colossal on Una because she can. That's dumb.
Una can only take birds.
And it's a
the
bird.
new one,
The
yeah.
new one's a bird, not the Mega Monkey. So just because you can does not mean you should,
Well, if
said
you can-
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
If she's hiding behind the thing, she's probably relatively
It's not as
safe.
bad as War Machine, because in War Machine you can just
backlash.
backlash, but you can't do that in Horde. So
Right.
it's-
And behind one of them things, you're pretty safe. The only way to really get her is to kill the thing, and in which case you don't care. That might not be that bad.
Yeah, but she'll have to be pretty naked to be able to Fury manage it.
That's somebody I have to take yet too. Well, not. I don't
take
know.
Zadesh and
She's
Scorn.
going to take 3 shots every turn anyway, so she's going to be down to 1 fury.
I guess
but
so.
I guess she can't see through the thing, so it'd have to go second all the time, which is probably not a big
Zadesh and
issue.
Scorn takes 2 mammoths and they get like gang together. So then,
Yeah.
boom, there you go. That's 40. That's you win 40 points on one dude. But
Are
man,
the little pack beasts out yet?
the Scorn ones come out in March.
I
The
read the rules
Legion
on them,
ones
and
are
they
out.
didn't seem very good.
Yeah, although there you can do a list with, what was it, Zal and Mordekar and 700 of those.
Oh.
And you get a bunch of free voice spirits. They have awful defensive stats, but I don't know if it matters.
They have 10 boxes for no reason.
Yeah, but they're
But that's specifically the Scorn one, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the
the
other
Legion
ones
The
was
are
Wasp, but wait, the
mandatory.
Legion ones have defensive stats that are terrible and 5 hit points, whereas the
Right.
Scorn ones have defensive stats that are terrible and 10 hit points.
Yeah, the Scorn ones are probably going to have some spots in some lists.
Wouldn't you be way over Fury then in that list? Like, I mean,
Well,
you'd never be
They
able
only
to control
still
it,
only
right?
generate 3 Fury, I think.
They're going to be dying constantly. So
But
who
if you
cares?
take 700 of them, yeah, I guess so.
Also, who cares? Just let them frenzy.
That-
you know?
yeah.
Because they're probably better frenzying than they are attacking.
Jim, you've seen my 28 Shredder list.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
my Fury management is my opponent.
Right.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might work. They just reading them, they didn't seem very exciting, but I guess you have to see something on the table.
Or my opponent will have Sentry Stones
and they have
pull
concert,
all
right?
the Fury off of my beasts, so I can do that again for another turn.
The the Scorn little things we were literally just talking about, they have concert, right?
They may have something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
them,
sexy.
and they have with themselves and with the new Scorn bugs coming out.
Right.
Yeah, but those things are going to be really hard to play because they're speed 3. Is that
But
what you're
they're
talking about?
AD,
But they
yeah.
look pretty good.
The ones that shoot,
those actually look better than
the ones that shoot. Every Scorn player is buying 2 of them. 100% of the 100%.
And the melee ones are still amazing.
The amazing
too.
ones
I
are
don't
gonna
think
be
that's some
bought.
huge bonus for backing in. Isn't that? Don't they get some bonus?
No,
for backing in?
they don't have to. I think they're like immune to free strikes.
They're really good at shooting. They're just shooting doesn't really hurt.
No, he's right. They have like a carapace roll or something. Like they get extra
So
armor
the
against
melee
back
one
strikes
is going
and
to be
stuff.
running in backwards, which is
Yeah.
kind of cool. It's always funny to back that
But what is
shit
hilarious
up
that even though he's speed 3, he has a longer melee threat range than a bronze back
because he's got reach.
because he's got reach.
and they're ADing, so that's your first turn run so situation. They didn't look that bad, I guess. but
Well,
speed
the
3 is
hilarious
just
thing
terrible.
with them is beat back with pull. So they hit something, pull it in, back up an inch, hit it, pull it in, back up an inch, and they just do that like 6 times and just drag shit towards your army.
That's kind of cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty popular.
Yeah, they look pretty neat, actually. I mean, yeah, it's hard to get over that speed 3, but then you think about it for a while, and Scorns may do a speed 4 forever. They still have rush, right? They still have, their free charges from their guys.
Getting up the field, they're faster than the other beasts are because of advanced deploy, and charging, they're faster because of reach.
So
Like,
maybe Scorn will be able to
if
use their
you had
lessers
to
and those
advance
things.
towards your opponent 7 turns, then they'd end up being slower.
Right. But the Game of War Machine doesn't go 7.
Correct.
It goes 3.
But the fact that the range ones have arcane fire and poison on the weapons, they have carapace +4 against +4 armor against free strike damage rolls and range attacks rolls.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
only free strikes and range attacks. And the range
Okay,
attacks,
so they don't have
all
to
range
be
attacks, so they don't have to be
Okay.
backwards.
I must have been thinking of the Mark 1.
Or the armadillo one.
Yeah, which in Mark 1 he was stronger backing up, but I don't think he is anymore, is he?
No.
No, they just gave him an extra point of armor, I think, for the
And he's
Mark
really
1 to
hard
Mark
to
2.
use, but he's a 7-point heavy.
The models look really cool. The scoring,
Yeah, they do.
It'll probably pull me back into score when they come out because they look so neat. And that's you're
That
gonna
and
see a
the
lot
Hydras.
of weird scoring lists are going to be really crazy different when some of the stuff.
The
comes
Hydra's
out.
going to be a bug too, looking at him probably. So
Which might mean he's speed 3. But well, he won't be AD.
what
so he
speed
won't
is
be
the Beast
3.
Pack?
They're higher.
Are they 5s?
I forget.
5s
They
or
are
6s?
higher.
I haven't been.
This is really we're good at stats for this last half hour.
This goes to show our strengths of a Crippled System, of a War Machine podcast.
Well, I'm playing Cricks right now, people. I'm trying to. I try to keep my.
Yeah,
other
I'm playing
factions
Circle,
out of
and
my
I
head.
really don't know any of their stats either, so whatever.
I don't
haven't really
even
been
know where, I don't even
enjoying
know where
them
they
either,
show up
but-
in War Room.
I was on something awful forums, and somebody they posted that they were new to the game and they picked up Convergence, and did anybody have help, whatever. So I posted a link to my solo episode, and I said, sometimes I feel guilty pimping myself like this, but here this might be useful. And then somebody else was like, "Oh, that's cool. Do you have one for Legion?" And I and that was my response. I'm like, I
Yes,
don't want
we
to. Kind of.
Which reminds me, I have to get the audio up for the
Scare
Troll
Pack
Blitz
one.
one.
5, and they AD as well.
Why
Why
does it
make Saren super sad? She can kill stuff in melee, can't she?
Well, yeah. Saren
missed
likes
something.
melee. Yeah, the free strike. Oh, the free strikes maybe, because then you can get out of melee with them. Under her
Yeah,
feet, you can
just
get
walk
melee.
away.
I mean, more it makes things like Lilith sad because Lilith 2 trying to blow
trying to
him
shoot
up.
them. Yeah.
Travis
Yeah, she
hasn't-
hates armor.
Travis hasn't typed them all. I think Travis got.
He's
raided.
grumpy because we were.
He
mean.
might have had an aneurysm.
He probably he either passed out from his computer, or he threw his computer like through a wall. I was like, screw those
He
guys.
gets really ragey listening to us.
He
But
does.
we love him.
We do love Travis, but he's
Travis is a good guy, full of rage.
yes, he is full of rage.
He's not. It's not rage. He's a Vulcan.
He's Vulcans get rage.
Vulcans get rage.
Yeah,
Didn't you
they
see
do.
Spock become emotionally
Because
compromised?
he's half human. Are you saying Travis is half human?
Yes.
That's a hard one to answer.
I don't know. Vulcans would not like Nickelback.
So then Travis is half human, half Canadian.
Yeah, there you go.
Half Canadian, half Vulcan.
Yeah, so he's not human. He's Canadian. That worked well. Next topic: Zappity Rebels.
Yeah, you put that out like 4 days ago. We must have a million. I didn't realize
We
you
didn't
had
have a million of them, but we
I
have
didn't
some.
realize that you had posted the Zappity Grumble thing like 4 days early. So all of a sudden, like my Twitter thing popped up, and somebody's just like, "What's the best cheese?" And I'm like, "What a weird question," but I'm excited to tell you, sir. And I started typing, and then I saw his response. I'm like, "Oh, I don't get to answer now."
Well, let's start with that one then.
It was the first Twitter one. Are you going to Twitter or Facebook, Andy?
You can go to Twitter.
This time I'm asking so that I can go to the other one, as opposed to just.
Are you actually going to go to it this time
Well,
instead of
asked
just?
him, "Are you going to Twitter or Facebook?" And he said Twitter. I said, "Okay, cool. It was interesting to know." All right, so I am going to go to Facebook to look at Zappity Grumble questions.
No,
That's where he went.
Oh, you
where
like
I'm
this?
at right
Somebody
now.
asked me a goddamn question.
All right, I'll go to the tweeters
Okay,
on FaceTube.
It looks like
I
a
have
bird.
them right here. I have both of them.
I don't know how to
ready
Twitter.
to go. I got it already.
Nope,
It
I'm
has
fine.
to be 140 characters or less.
All right.
This is hashtag.
Siren Bulger is asking, who is coming to the WTC Soul Masters?
People that aren't in this room.
World Trade Center? Is that what that is?
Oh,
That answers the question for me.
WTC.
Yeah,
World Trade Center.
It's the team championship
Yeah.
that's happening over in
Europe.
someplace.
I traveled to
None of
Europe
us.
once to
It's
go
just-
and game, and it was not worth it. I mean, it's thousands of dollars and jet lag, and then you end up the whole time in a gaming convention, and it's just like being in Madison.
I would
I mean-
love to do it, but
You'd have to have like a
Money
month
is-
off and do that for 1 week or
Yeah,
whatever.
you
have to
do
go-
that for a week, then travel.
If you had
Yeah.
an epic sabbatical,
Yeah.
Epic is a local company that makes you take like 3 months off at some point in your career. But if you had that thing and you did that in the middle of it, that'd be pretty awesome. But just going for just the tournament, that's just asking for
I know a lot of Team USA last week went, and they went the whole previous week was just them traveling around, and then the next week they went to the thing.
Are you on Twitter?
Yes.
You said you were going to Facebook because I finally I figured out how to pull up the Twitter
You're
feed.
just taking forever. I have
You
both
were
of them
supposed to go to
preloaded.
Facebook while I looked up Twitter. If you'd been Facebooking this whole time,
I have them both. I
Or
have
a
them
producer.
both.
We're demoting you as director and producer because you failed at this task.
I didn't fail it. Then
no,
you did.
I asked you if you had been on Facebook like you said you were. I would have had this by the time you were done. Are you on Facebook or Twitter? Because I'm getting the other one. No, you don't get to do both.
Why not?
You're doing Facebook. Go to Facebook.
Go.
So who's going?
Your mom. Nobody. A bunch of Europeans.
We talked about this. We told people his Jeremy's fetish.
Everybody knows Jeremy's fetish by now.
You're the
Tentacles.
one person. Yeah, tentacles. He
You're
likes
welcome.
tentacles. It's what he likes.
It's not exactly the correct answer, but it's
It's a subgenre.
In the Venn diagram of
It's a subgenre.
Zappity.
Do you want Facebook? Do you want Twitter?
No, I know you're fine. I'll close my Twitter window now because you're greedy and you want all the power.
That is true.
Window closed. And Facebook, window closed. I'll still have War Room open because I was in the middle of making a shitty list. Every once in a while I make a Lucant Theme Force, realize it's shitty, and delete it.
Have you ever played it?
It's impossible to make a good Lucant Theme Force. It's
I don't
the
care.
worst
You should
thing
still
ever.
play it.
Zappity.
His Theme Force has... His feat is all repair checks succeed. His Theme Force doesn't allow your mechanics.
Awesome. So what? Fuck it. Play
That's
it
like
anyway.
a Fiora Theme Force that doesn't allow anything that makes fire.
Yeah, we just talked about how she tables everything and doesn't need the fire.
Zappity.
Rumble. Sharp cheddar. Can any other cheese compete with it for best cheese of all time?
No. That's an easy answer, no.
Super sharp cheddar is the best, but Port Salute is an amazing cheese.
I don't mind cheddar jack, where they mix the sharp cheddar with the Colby Jack.
Yeah.
Or with, that's a good one for tacos and stuff. But I mean, it has to involve the cheddar.
But I'm talking like decade-old cheddar, like with the white crust on it, and it's so sharp it hurts, and like it's dry and crumbly. That stuff's amazing.
I like crumbly cheese.
But Port Salut is like, it's soft like Brie, but it's creamy like Munster. That shit's
I've
good.
had that. I mean, there's a lot of good cheeses worth eating.
Yeah.
But cheddar is like the go-to for sure for me.
I really like Munster cheese.
Munster's
A
good.
lot.
Remember that like 25-year-old cheese they found in like the back of a closet at the cheese shop here a couple years ago, and it got the record for like the oldest cheese, and they were selling it for like $50 a pound. Like he just forgot he had it. Like he normally like he'd put stuff in a corner, and then every year he'd bring it out, and this is 10-year-old cheese, and he just like one had like fallen under a shelf, and he found it was like from like 1987, and they're like, "Oops, 30-year-old cheese," and
Apparently, he should have played on
apparently
it.
super goddamn valuable. Yeah, they sold it for a fortune.
But yeah, all cheese is good.
Cheese good. Exactly.
Cheddar is very
Cheese is
good.
good. Yeah, this is Wisconsin.
I don't eat Swiss just by itself. Swiss has to be an ingredient. I
Yeah,
don't enjoy it
the
just
Swiss
as
with the mushrooms on the Swiss melt type deal.
I feel bad for Swiss because every time I go to like a convention or something like that, they've got like the cheese tray. And the Swiss is always the last one to go.
There has to be plenty of crackers left there. I
Yeah.
won't touch it either.
Yeah, the Swiss needs to go with something.
and I always get sweaty because it's been left there.
It's heavy.
It kind of gets that crust.
Grumble.
Oh, this is good. So Popeyes just opened up in Cedar Rapids.
Nice.
More or less likely to attend 4-pack or no change? We'll show up for the 4-pack.
It's
We did
no
well
change
with it.
for me because I'm not a big Popeyes guy. It's good.
Oh,
There's a Popeyes 100 feet from my house.
Yeah.
Not even 100. It's
Yeah.
probably 30 feet from my front door to the
Probably.
Popeyes.
I
Yep.
drive past Popeyes to go to Culver's to get chicken all the time. So I don't know what that's.
Culver's doesn't have those biscuits or red beans and
No,
rice.
they don't.
correct. I like Popeyes.
Yeah, the sides
hot
at
chicken is
Popeyes
good.
are really good.
You had me with Long John Silver's. It's too late now. Nothing else.
God, oh, it was Boston Market that Nick always got excited for.
Boston Market? Who the fuck gets excited about Boston Market?
Well, you met
Our
Nick.
former roommate.
I mean, I
I
guess
know,
it's
I know.
slightly higher quality KFC.
He always, because they closed down, he used to go to it for lunch in Madison, and then they closed it down. So it was like his tradition, and they ruined his tradition. So now he had to go to Chicago for Boston Market. That's just of all the random things to be excited.
Well, it's like there's a guy at work. They closed down the Krispy Kreme. Like there's no Krispy Kremes in Madison right now. He drives
Dunkin'
to
Donuts is better.
he
It's not there
drives
anymore now?
to Milwaukee to get Krispy Kreme donuts.
Dude,
Like, really, dude?
Dunkin' Donuts are better anyway. I
Krispy
don't get
Kreme
into a
used to
lot
be-
of brands, but Dunkin' Donuts are amazing donuts.
don't actually-
God damn, they're good.
Krispy Kreme donuts are good only when you're in the store and they come off the conveyor belt till your mouth.
And they're still dripping and
yeah,
hot.
that is when I love a Krispy Kreme. After 5 minutes, it's just a regular donut. Although I've never been a big Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, I eat them, but I'm like, eh.
Man, I like them. I really
The
like
Shays
them.
love them too. The Shays always go there.
Yeah, they're really good.
I like when they put the whipped cream inside of them. That's the
Oh
best.
yeah,
Fuck.
When you bite into it expecting custard and instead like jizz explodes in your mouth, and you're like, oh, I didn't know this was going to be a gay party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zappity?
The thing is, I've known a ton of people that used to like ship Krispy Kreme donuts because they were not available in their area. So I can see somebody driving for them, I guess. But
I
It's a
can't.
fucking donut.
Yeah.
Like, I love Portillo's. When I go down and visit my dad, I go to Portillo's because they're fucking delicious. But you can order Portillo's and have them shipped to you, and I'm like, why would I do that? It's a hot dog. Calm yourself.
I gotta tell you, Cedar Rapids, you want us to attend your event, you build a Fazoli's next to it.
Yeah.
We will go, like,
is
I'm
there
not
Fazoli's?
trying to run you down, Travis, so don't take it the wrong way. But I go to the Milwaukee tournaments when I go to them for Fazoli's.
And I lose round 2 as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Oh, is lunch after this round? Oof, I fell over and my caster died.
Infinite breadsticks.
Yeah.
I think the last 3 Milwaukee events, round 2, I have killed my own warlock with my beasts. Like, as soon as, like, one of my models dies, I'm like, it's 49-51 against me. Kill my own caster.
Yeah.
Breadsticks.
So John comes with me. John, we're at Fazoli's. He hasn't eaten there, so he doesn't know what to grab. He gets, I help him
Combo
order his
pack or
food,
something.
and then he doesn't eat his breadsticks.
Does
He
it?
doesn't like breadsticks.
The fuck is wrong with him?
Did you explain to him they're covered in butter and
I'm like, yeah,
garlic?
it's what I don't like butter and garlic. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
And I unfriend you.
I was so full from what I ate. I ate his breadsticks out of spite. And it hurt, but I
can't
was not
waste
letting
them.
those things go.
Yeah, throwing those breadsticks in the garbage is against Wisconsin state law.
I love it. You go back up to the counter to get more breadsticks, and they're like, would you like 1 or 2? I'm like, give me the tray,
Yeah.
you fucker.
Yeah, you empty them on here until you're not allowed to empty them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, Fazoli's. That is the game breaker, not Popeyes.
yeah, so you have to tell us, Cedar Rapids, do you have a Fazoli's? You have to let us know.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
They don't.
We would
Zappity.
know.
Zappity.
We would know.
All right, so this is still 3 days ago. Are the Circle players still crying?
Not really.
Yeah.
They've gotten over it for the most part, except for the small percentage that are hilarious.
Yeah.
I kind of hope some people sell it out because I don't like playing the popular faction. Although I might not be sticking with Circle. I don't know. I haven't really enjoyed them so far.
The guy on the Muse forum that was insisting that Privateer Press needs to, in the future, give like 6-month prior warning that they're thinking about eroding something so that they can get
No.
approval. And he also says every new model needs an open beta test where the entire world gets the rules so that they can play with it and tell Privateer Press if it's good or not.
I kind of.
What
I
a
mean,
sense of entitlement.
Right. I do think, I mean, there's a kernel of truth in every idiot's ramblings. I think they could use a little bit more playtesting.
Or just a larger play group for their
A larger
would
play
be-
group, more external play groups or something. Like, I
But,
don't know how
I
many
mean,
external
not-
play groups they have, but
not
not
to
open
the idiot
fucking
extent.
beta.
I mean, I'm telling you, every idiot's got like one little grain of truth in there. You can learn something from anyone.
They take an idea and they go into batshit crazy on it. And
Yeah, they
lose, like, the
yeah,
point where they started.
they take a grain of sand and they don't make a sand castle out of it. They make a sand mountain out of that one grain of sand. Like, well, sorry,
That's how we
it's-
got communism.
right. It's not gonna
Badgers.
work.
Badgers, yes.
Mushroom.
Snake, African snake.
I don't know. I heard about that change and I didn't care at all, even though I'm currently playing Circle. Either because I'm not committed to playing Circle or because I just don't care. I don't use the stones that way. I don't know.
you
I
get
don't
people
do it.
like, one guy was so furious, like, this is bullshit, this is fucking ridiculous. I liked how I could teleport my stalker 20 inches in any direction, and there was nothing my opponent could do to stop me no matter what. It's like, yeah, that's why it was
Exactly.
bad.
I mean,
Like,
they
you
put it
crybaby.
They put it in line with every other ability in the game.
Yep.
If you're gonna cry about that, I mean, you can't cry about things like eGasp. If you're gonna cry about that, you can't cry about anybody else's stuff ever again.
Yeah.
And you're gonna, because they're obviously, I'm sorry, crybabies.
Yeah.
You can't sacrifice the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Well, it just-
and that's if they would have just said it must sacrifice movement in the ability in the first place, it would have been cleared up.
No, because
then it rolls to sacrifice movement, sacrifice action, right? If you
well,
don't
sure, yeah.
sacrifice movement.
If it must sacrifice something, they could have done it that way too. And that way, if you're double teleport, you just got to sit there and do nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So you still could double teleport, but it would suck.
Oh, that'd be.
It would be terrible because your second one could have just been a move.
But if you had Jackhammer,
Yeah, if you had Jackhammer, or you can do something bullshitty like teleport it twice, and then if
Which
you
would
had
be
like
fine for my-
Kaya could like teleport to Laris and stuff
That's
like
a
that.
lot better than triple teleporting after a 5-inch thread extension feat with synergy.
Correct.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Zappity.
You're a mole.
what are the names you give to each faction's caster's character colossal? What are the names you would give to each faction's character colossal?
A character colossal.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Andy's the only guy in this room that really likes colossals. So it's a question for you.
Well,
I
I know
like mine.
I like Galleon a lot. I mean, it's an awesome.
You like Earthbreakers more than
Earthbreaker and
anybody
Galleon.
ever. You just
I
like
do-
agreeing with people, so you won't say that you like
I
them.
was watching somebody play with it was Andy. I was watching Andy play a game, and I'm so used to the prime axiom that I forgot that you don't get to automatically drag stuff when you shoot it with the harpoon gun. I'm like, why didn't you just do that and automatically body? Like, I'd have to roll damage. I'm like, oh, that's for suckers. I just drag shit automatically.
Yeah. No, I gotta save that focus because I will roll a 4 if I try to damage a Jack.
Yeah.
See, that's why I think he would be really good with McBain, is because if you did fail the damage roll, you don't have a pile of focus sitting on him.
Yeah.
If you do pass it, you just drag him in, jackhammer. Pretty cool. Although McBain's kind of meh.
Yeah, we talked about that. It's.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a very good meme giver.
I don't think they'll actually
as far
come
as the
out with.
question.
Come
We
out
can
with,
tie it in with last week. There's Twinkie.
Yeah,
And there's
Salty nut roll.
Salty Nut Roll, there's
Twisters,
Dorito.
Yeah.
There definitely has to be a Zagnut.
Zagnut. Yes.
We think they're going to be named after candy. Official Crippled System stance.
Zappity.
Grabbow.
They'll come out with character ones, though. They will.
They probably will eventually, but it's.
Eventually.
I mean, considering how the bonding actually has to occur, that colossal has to be around that caster all the time, and it sounds like that they're a very limited machine of war, considering the fluff of the game.
Well, whoever their Grand Commander is going to have the character one.
Correct,
Each faction.
correct.
Like, it'll definitely be Doomshaper. And,
Yeah.
Doom Shaper.
yeah, he's the one that finds all them things and has them all.
I guess so. I don't think he'd be the Grand Commander. Like, Madrak's the leader of their armies, but Doom Shaper's the one with the most beasting.
Doomshaper, for Hordes, it'll be whoever, is the most in tune with them. For War Machine, it'll be like the Grand Commander, like our Rusk. We'll get one.
I was just gonna go horrible World War II comparisons there for Madrak and Doomshaper.
So you're saying Doomshaper is going to have a furnace built into it?
Probably.
Oh my god, Zappity.
Well, for steam power.
Extreme power.
Lightning round!
We're going back
Okay.
to the too slow ones.
No,
Japanese.
this is fine. We're only an hour. 15
I know, but I
minutes.
want to go home.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right. So Will
fast
Hahn
one.
asks, "How was Katie's birthday?"
Fine.
I know that her pizza
when
was
was
slightly
that day?
burnt, but it was still edible.
Was I not invited to that?
There was nothing.
There was nothing.
I called to talk to him, and while I was on the phone with her, she's like, I need to call you back, and hung up on me because Jeremy was burning the pizza. And so then I'm like, well, do you guys want to go for burgers? And she's like, the pizza's not that burnt. So that's all I know is that her pizza was slightly burnt, but still edible.
Yeah, we don't really... I haven't seen
They
it in
didn't have a
long
party.
time.
Well, she's working 6 days a week, and
Yeah.
then the 7th day she's not wanting to see people because she's basically just slouching around the house, and then she's working 10 hours a day every day to 11 hours.
I
a day.
saw her for like 3 minutes, and she went to bed at 7:30 the one time we went
I
to play
stopped by
Star
on her
Wars.
birthday.
I'm
and said happy
really
birthday for 5
hoping
minutes.
that she breaks through this and they hire 3 people and she can go back to working like a normal human being and have a team to lead instead of doing the jobs of an entire team.
That's what
Because that's her
team
issue
is
right
doing,
now.
an entire
It's
team.
just be the team.
Yeah. Our podcast has kind of suffered a little bit from it too. I mean, there's a long extended break that they took before, but they are not coming.
Whatever.
They're semi-retired for right now.
Yeah. Unknown hiatus length.
Yep.
Zappity.
Grumble. Keith Hooks, Captain Keith asks, "The Circle North seems to have brought."
We don't like anyone named Keith.
people.
I was
Why do you think
surprised.
that
I was
is?
scrolling through my Facebook and there were like 8 pictures of Keith and his family.
It's not bringing out the worst of people any more than anything else. It's
Doom
Just
cycle.
the internet. The
It's just-
internet explodes at everything it does.
Loud voices. That's all it is. Is once there's a change and people don't like that change, everyone just shouts the loudest.
I've been that guy before.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's been that guy at some point. The internet, it's when you're face to face with somebody or you're on the internet, there's just two different worlds, and people act like big babies on the internet, myself included.
I am the only voice of reason on the internet.
Yeah.
It is a challenge. I have to be the calm.
When you
that I am.
type on the internet, I can't even fathom what you're saying. It's just like a gobbledygook. Like, did Brian learn Chinese, and why is he typing it?
It's the
Just-
yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I
but,
can't wait till will people be angry when the errata tune up to not work on Colossals?
No.
I do. So here's an example. You talk about the internet being stupid. I would say something I read on Facebook because somebody was talking about. They were talking about the new Colossals and stuff like that, and somebody was saying that Mortenebra would be really good when they went through with the rumored errata, and I was like, "What rumored errata?" And they said, "Quote." They said a month or so back that warjacks were supposed to be able to charge and do power attacks and charge and do power attacks, and power attacks wouldn't cost a focus, and warjacks were supposed to all be allocated a free focus in the maintenance phase. But who knows? So they is some goblin you dreamed of because no one has ever said any of that shit.
That's
Maybe
not
with
even,
certain casters.
that's not even drawn from
reality.
No, not even from the
nothing.
Mark. No, like the Mark II.
I had a dream, literally.
The Mark II beta testing had even nothing remotely like that either.
None of those individual things have even been rumored. Charge and do power attacks, and power attacks are free, and you get a free focus every turn on all your jacks. Rumored errata. And so I'm like, oh, interesting. Can you give me a source on that? And he never posted again.
Yeah, nice. His source was LSD.
The internet.
Yep. Yeah, so the internet sucks in general, not just about circle nerfs. But
He just Brian's like,
yeah,
I want to go home and nap.
I would
Are
say
we still
though that
talking?
we are pretty much the voice of reason at times, which is
Because we're so laissez-faire.
odd considering
we're not the voice of reason. We're just the voice of not raging.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which
Don't care
depressingly
about
is
anything.
reasonably reasonistic. Reasonably reasonable. Alliterative. Thumb! Zappity. Move it.
Where's
Sweet
too
tarts or
retarded
Skittles?
to be unreasonable? What's that?
sweet tarts or Skittles.
Skittles?
Skittles.
Skittles.
Maybe Smarties if you eat the whole tube at one time.
The sweet tarts aren't bad though.
Sweet tart. No.
I actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I like the sweet tarts. Those are the round ones that come in the tube, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I like those
But
better.
they're not Spree. Spree.
Oh
are much
no,
better.
it's Spree. That's what
Spree
I
are
like.
much
Spree
better.
are good.
Yeah.
Spree trumps both.
Yeah.
Spree are sweet tarts with Skittles candy shell on.
Yeah,
Correct.
right. They're chewy. Those are the
And then
awesome
with the
ones.
tarted
The
Spree.
Sprees are awesome because
You
they're
can get-
giant Skittles.
You can get chewy Spree, but just normal Spree is good. The
Oh, I
sweet
like,
tarts
I
are
like
the
chewy
chewy
Spree.
Spree,
I like chewy Spree.
Yeah, they're giant Skittles. That's why.
Interjection from December Wind here. What brought Jim back to the game?
Kate's moving back, and Marshall, more importantly, is moving back, and so I thought I'd give it another try because they're not going to let me not try.
We miss Marshall.
Yeah, so I want to play just because I want to be around and tell them that I tried. Hopefully, I find something that I don't dislike, but I can't guarantee that.
We like having you back on Wednesdays.
Well, yeah. that's one of those things where they're like, Jim, it's so glad to see you. And then I say my first, like, real smart-ass thing, and they're like, why are you here? So it went from we're happy you're back to why are you here in about, like, 2 minutes.
I was at work today. It was bugging me for like a half hour. I was trying to remember one of those funny, terrible things, like something you laugh at, but you're like, oh my god, that's really terrible, blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to remember what movie it was from, and then I remembered it was just something I had said at Denny's one day.
I believe that.
Was that while you're printing out the stuff for me you
That's-
forgot to bring?
Yeah, it looked really good too. It was size for A4 because some dirty European made the file, so I had to crop it and resize it to fit it on good old American paper. But I used 28-pound, real heavy, smooth stuff. It looks real good on my desk.
I gotta tell you, that's like the thing that really, I think, stopped me from wanting to play the game again is when we all got jobs that were day shift and no longer go to Denny's.
Yeah, that
Like,
sucks.
man, the Denny's was the best part of the night.
I would love to bring our equipment to actually record a Denny session because that would be
Get lapel mics.
Man, if I remember sitting, that's actually kind of what spawned the podcast. We were sitting at Denny's talking, and this guy, random nobody, not a War Machine player, just some guy, he's like, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but you sure are funny.
Yeah, it's just some drunk guy that had been eating his all-you-can-eat pancakes the next booth over.
Oh, man, that was great.
All right, Zappity.
Grumble.
Last one here is more for the recommendation section. A book titled NPCs by Drew Hayes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we recommended it. Zappy Grumble.
Yep, Zappity Grumble.
Boom! Take that, world.
That was Twitter and Facebook's?
That was both.
It was everything.
We got the
everything.
cheese question
Everything.
covered.
Hooray. The cheese question was the only
Yes.
important one.
I like the Skittles question too because it reminded me how good Chewy Sprees were.
Well, it wasn't even one of the options.
Don't care.
But Chewy Sprees are really good, and
they
just
are.
Sprees
They are
by
yummy.
themselves are really good.
I don't
like
get
the
regular
Chewy.
Sprees anymore because Chewy Sprees exist.
Right.
And if you
And they
remember,
don't they got sour Chewy Sprees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
do you
those are
remember Sun Sensations? They're like a tropical
Never heard of
version
them.
of Spree.
good? Oh okay.
Theirs are really good.
I like Market Pantry tropical popsicles. Oh man, those are good.
Oh yeah. The apple or whatever
I
the
like the one
green
that
ones.
has the bananas in it, and it has the.
Ah!
God, it's good.
Fuck you!
What?
Banana flavored anything is the worst.
Yeah,
except for
flavored
bananas
popsicles.
and banana bread.
The banana flavored popsicles from Market Pantry are super good.
No, I'm not
It's
falling
like
for this
eating a-
again.
They have banana runts in them?
Andy made me
Yes,
try
they
a
do.
banana popsicle like a couple months
It
ago. It
was
was
at
like
a Market Pantry.
No, it wasn't.
fucking terrible.
Oh, it was one of the Blue Bunnies.
The Blue Bunnies are good.
They're
No,
okay. The
it
Market
tasted
Pantry
like-
ones are way better.
My mouth felt like it had been violated.
We should go get one of them chocolate cherry.
Wait,
deals for you.
Legionnaires had a string. What? Oh, what? Oh, Legionnaires wants to know how bad will the scorn bagwagon be, and how long will it last before the bandwagoners quit?
I don't think it's going to bring people into Scorn. It's
No.
making the Scorn
It'll-
players excited, but I don't think it's no one's going to jump to the. Well, a couple people
Here-
might because of the budget.
Here's
It
where
might
you're gonna
stop
see-
people from dumping the faction.
Yeah.
Like some people that are close to losing interest.
I know I'm mad. I'm not talking.
Oh, why was that what you were about to say?
No, I think what you'll see is the dual faction people like Brian, who's got two factions. You'll see their Scorn pop up, and that's where you'll see a big lot of Scorn.
But I don't think anybody's going to buy Scorn just because of the Hydra.
Well, you better wait till you see the rules.
Maybe.
I mean, there's people that jump ship.
They're
Well, I mean, Keith would play if Scorn had an ultimate model that would guarantee the wins. Keith would play.
Yeah, he'd have that one list and then the other best possible list.
Yeah, you'll see like Will and Keith starting playing Scorn if they have the mega list. I mean, people, those same people will always go to the mega list.
Yeah, or like a Jordan Knock
Yeah.
will do that, like he did that with
Yeah,
Mercs. Nobody played Mercs until all of a sudden, Durgan, Tune Up, Explodey Doom, right?
Yeah.
And all
Well,
of
I
a
mean-
sudden, people are winning tournaments with them that never played Mercs a game in their life.
Well, when you have stuff that's so good that you can remove skill and still win, it pulls people in. And you add skill when
you put skill on top
Yeah.
of it, it's impossible to beat.
yeah, exactly.
Or someone with skill is playing something you can win without skill. It's good.
Yeah, right.
Yay.
Game wreckingly good, but good.
So now we got this thing. Who wants to recommend something?
I will recommend something that I almost mentioned to Brian. Was it before we started recording or just when we
I want to
started?
go before Brian.
Then
I recommend Kingsman.
well, no, we can all talk. Okay, let's
I
all talk
wasn't
about
actually
Kingsman.
going to recommend it, but I was going to recommend it just to foil Brian.
Well, I had a couple recommendations. The movie Kingsman you need to see. It's that simple. It's amazing. I've seen it twice, and I would probably see it a third time if need be. It's just such a fun action movie.
Now, this is going to be a giant shocker, but Jim didn't love it.
I thought it was solid.
It was good.
It was solid. It
was-
dragged in a couple
yeah.
points. It wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it.
This, I know there's going to be maybe not the most popular thing that I say all night with the group, but it's an answer to the new James Bonds that are so dry and boring.
Well, but
and crap.
it is. It's a better spy movie. It's a better British spy movie than the Bond movies. And the church scene is one of the best scenes I've seen.
The church scene
And
in the film, fucking amazing.
the church scene is like the Gun Kata movie, kind of.
Yeah, it's the most ridiculous scene I've seen in a movie. I haven't seen an action sequence that amazing.
Yeah.
On
Children
TV.
of Men was the last one I saw that was that good.
Well, because it's filmed as a take. It's one of
right,
those,
yeah.
one
And they
take.
both were, and they're so amazing to watch.
the
Yeah,
church scene is
yeah.
filmed as a
The
take.
church scene is a one take,
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
And so is the Children of Men when he's got the baby.
yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
scene. Yeah, it just feels different
If-
when
if
it's in
you-
real time.
They're so good.
I would pay what's matinee price now? Like $5?
Yeah.
We paid
I would,
$6.
I would almost pay matinee price just to go in and watch the church scene and then leave.
It was so nice because I knew it was coming. I got to this because the first time it happens, you're like, because it's just going along and then it just turns into that. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
It's kind of it ramps up to an insane level, and then I thought
It was
the movie-
good. It was really good. But
Also,
I'm not like gonna run out and buy it, but I know Brian's gonna run out and buy it, so I don't have to.
Gazelle was awesome.
always
I
wanted to
like
be a
Gazelle.
gentleman. Gazelle, I like
Gazelle's fucking awesome, especially the actual like the big fight scene with Gazelle and she's breakdancing, like spinning on her shoulders and stuff, and it's like that's amazing.
Yeah, and that is a classic Bond villain.
Oh yeah,
type style.
It's like
I mean,
Jaws, but with feet instead of his
right.
mouth.
Samuel L. Jackson was actually acting like a character, not just his
Yeah.
normal thing. He was outside.
Yeah, he
and was
wasn't
normal.
just like screaming and being himself.
I was worried that he would ruin the film because I'm so sick of Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson. And then I saw the movie, I'm like, wow, I really enjoyed
and
Samuel
the
L.
last
Jackson.
time he wasn't acting like Samuel L. Jackson was Star Wars, which he was just acting
It was
like a
terrible.
piece of cardboard.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to act as cardboard this movie. Like,
He shouldn't
that's
have
really
been in Star
exciting.
Wars. They wasted him. Like, they could have had any random schmuck
Yeah.
be there.
Yeah, they wasted money.
It would have been great if he
Well, they
was a
wasted
Sith.
money on the whole thing, so it's horrible.
If Samuel L. Jackson was a Sith.
So bad. But yeah, it was shocking good. But I think that compared to those other the current Bond films, they both are high. There's the
See, for
old
me,
Bond
the-
films
the-
have like two things to them, and this movie is a love letter to what the current Bond films left behind.
Right.
You know, and you don't have to dislike the current Bond films to realize that they shed stuff from them. They very purposely, they're like, well, we're not going to have
All the
rocket
silly.
launcher pens. We're not going to have villains with prosthetic feet that are knives. We're not going to have all this goofy stuff. We're not going to have death lasers from space.
We're going to
And
try
they-
to bring it into real time.
and they left all that stuff in the dumpster, and then Kingsman drove up and threw it all in their back seat and took it to their dorm room and went, this shit's awesome.
The guy who did Kick-Ass and Wanted did this movie, and if you enjoy those movies, you're going to like this.
Did he do Kick-Ass 2?
No.
Oh, wow, awesome. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's
The fucking church
definitely,
scene.
it's for sure the best movie I saw in the theater this year.
Well, we're 2 months into the year.
I haven't
That's the
seen
only
him.
one
I
I've
haven't enjoyed the movie.
You
that
didn't
much
see
in a
Seventh
while.
Son?
Nope, I've heard it was good though.
So that's my
See, Jeff
recommendation.
Bridges is the new Samuel L. Jackson. He's only got the one thing now after the Rooster Colburn, right? All he can do is grumble.
It's not even grumble. It's like,
Why don't you climb around up there and get that corpse down for me?
but it was like grumbling. It's like Rooster Cogburn drunk doing his best Vito Corleone impression. That's what it is.
Nice.
It's a drunk Rooster Cogburn going, "Hey guys, you know this great," for a movie, for the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, that paint train should be coming up within the next week or so. We'll have that produced up.
I'm assuming your move is going to slow down. a
My
couple
my
things.
move is slow down a lot of things.
But that is a solid recommendation, Kingsman. You said you had other ones too?
No, that's just. I mean, that's. I just bring up one. It's.
So my recommendation.
No, go ahead. It's just funny that I said I was going to go first and then we moved on.
Okay,
so now
go.
I'll go. No, now I'll go last and it'll be great. No, it's you. It's me.
I won last argument. You could win this one.
It's supposed to, I told you to go. Now if you make me go, you're winning this argument
Why
too.
don't you get on Facebook?
Okay, I'll get on Facebook.
Okay.
All right. So I'm doing a twofer. The quick one is to re-recommend because it's out on DVD now. John Wick.
Okay.
Because I really fucking like John Wick. And the Blu-ray version has a director's commentary track, but the DVD one didn't mention having one, so either they just don't have it on the packaging or they don't have the commentary, which would really fucking piss me off if the Blu-ray had a commentary track and the DVD didn't.
Well,
But
who'd buy a DVD? anyway?
Yeah.
Blu-ray?
I know, but
You have
still.
a PS3.
I do. I have a Blu-ray player, so
Yeah.
it doesn't, it's just, I don't know. That seems
Well,
kind of
probably,
bullshit.
I mean, the
Probably has
DVD
it.
probably doesn't have the storage capacity.
Like every DVD for the last 20 years has had the storage capacity.
It probably has it. It's just not.
Yeah,
Maybe
listed.
the HD is more dense or something. I don't know.
But-
I'm not a fucking wizard.
What I am going to recommend... You're not?
You're a wizard, Harry.
But there's that time you showed me that robe you were wearing and
Yeah.
your wand. Oh, God, no!
And don't lose Scepter of Zamindor.
Do not lose Scepter of Zamindor. Don't tie Scepter of Zamindor.
I won.
You did. I might miss tomorrow. Anyway, so... LibriVox.org. LibriVox.org. What that is audiobooks are something that people enjoy. You know, people with commutes and with work and blah, blah, blah. LibriVox is public domain books,
Okay.
free. public domain audiobooks. It's volunteer basis, so you can just, hey, I'm going to go ahead and read Moby Dick, and then you upload Moby Dick, and LibriVox now has Moby Dick as an audiobook for free for anyone who wants to listen to Moby Dick.
Is that about what I think it's about?
It's about a guy that really hates a fish. No symbolism at all, which is why Ron Swanson enjoys it so much. Anyway, so LibriVox.org, it's a great source for a lot of free audiobooks, which for people who have desk jobs and commutes enjoy, and they're classics, which are great. I've listened to a fuckload of Conan recently, and then I listened to Frankenstein and all kinds of stuff. Every once in a while,
Frankenstein?
yeah, I Frankenstein. It was great.
The audio.
Every once in a while, it's disappointing because you see a book you like and you click it and it starts reading and it's like, it's Frankenstein, right by stereo. Oh, that's a shame. And you could get to not listen to that book.
I want like Pee Wee Herman to do all of the books.
Yes, that would be great.
Paul, if I were nothing else going on, he could just like,
No, he's got the revival of the Playhouse.
yeah, it's always been coming back. But yeah,
So yeah, LibriVox.org.
And a new movie, too.
Free audiobooks.
My recommendation is a really terrible one, so disregard it.
What is it?
It's a game called High Pay. I've been playing it too much not to recommend it. It's HAYPI. It's like Clash of Clans or Game of War or whatever, one of them games
Sure.
that you play online. The terrible part of it is that it's really, really generic, and you can buy your way to victory with money, which is awful. I think they're all like that, though.
Yeah.
Right. But it's actually you get to command your troops against the other people.
Oh, that's the one you were playing before, and you were telling me how much you were hating it, but you were still playing it.
Yeah, my brother plays it, so I was like, I'll do that to socialize with. But the good thing about it is that it takes you weeks to build your army. And if you do one thing wrong, you can lose that army.
Yes.
So it's really exhilarating to take that army against somebody and be like, either you're ruining their day or they're ruining yours.
Like, it actually is high stakes.
It is.
As opposed to, like, Clash of Clans, where you get raided and you lose 10% of your gold and your stuff,
Yeah, this you will lose weeks of troops if you try to defend. And so you've got to be really smart about it. Like, I wiped somebody out the other day, and I definitely got hate mail. and it was like... She's like, you're such an asshole, and blah, blah, blah. And, I mean, she was freaking out. And then, so I was like, okay, listen, I'll stop attacking you.
So, wait, you kept attacking them?
Yeah.
Just over and over. Okay, I'm like, one attack, why would you get hate mail? But if it was just like a bully situation.
Well, yeah, so she attacked me, and I wiped her out, and then I immediately attacked her again and took all of her stuff.
Oh,
that
you
she
counterattacked.
had. But, I mean, so, like, she attacked one of my little oases. It's just like a little crop gathering thing. So I attacked her city. So she attacked my city and lost, and I attacked her city again after I'd been attacking her city for like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, okay. I mean, she might have been right about the whole asshole thing. But I was like, listen, I was talking in the Alliance chat about getting hate mail, and I was laughing about it because it's funny.
Yeah.
I see. That's why I'm recommending this game, because I think stuff like that is hilarious.
yeah. In Clash of Clans, you don't talk to the people you attack, and
Yeah,
you only attack the same person once. You
Yeah,
can't,
this
like,
one they could mail you rage, and I really enjoy that. And
That is
it's
pretty
like brutal that you can lose. Like in a bad fight, you can lose weeks of work. But so
Which, for people who are trying to pay their way to victory, is actual money that
Yeah.
you're burning.
right, I got somebody bought an extra town, and he bumped it all the way up, and then he used a bunch of resource buffs on it, and he ported it right next to me. It's like, okay, so I didn't know all this stuff about it, but I took it because it was right next to me. And then it had all this stuff going, and so I teleported it way away where he couldn't find it. Like, yep, that's fine now. Like, thanks for spending $50 on this. I'll take that. But so that's really enjoyable. And then I was talking in Alliance chat, like talking about hate mail, and this one guy's like, "Oh, I never get hate mail." So I negotiated with this person that sent me hate mail. I was like, "If you send my Alliance mate hate mail, I will stop attacking you."
I bet she was so confused.
That's gonna be the weirdest like message you get. Please yell at my friend, and I'll stop attacking you. Like what?
She did it too.
Nice.
So I don't know. It's really generic, and if you don't like the fact that people can pay to victory, you're not going to like it. If you get addicted to it, you're not going to like it, because like there's one guy on there that you can get like legendary heroes on a rare chance, but they cost like $20 a try to get one.
Sure.
So this guy's tried like 40 times.
Right.
So I mean, I'm no math expert, but I like $8,000 more than I like the stupid game,
Right.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get addicted to it, don't do it. I haven't spent a nickel.
Right.
But it's fun just because it's really intense in the fighting, and you got to be really careful with when you're going to fight and who you're going to fight.
Human interaction with your
Yep.
enemies, which
Yep.
is great if you're a shithead.
Yeah, and it's great if you're a shithead, and it's great if it's just a misunderstanding. You can be like, let's just stop doing this.
Yeah.
Because I've had that happen before. Like, hey, we're just kind of kicking each other in the balls. Can we just stop?
And then you kick them harder when they don't know?
No,
Oh.
because they can really make your life hell if they want to.
Nice.
But it's a fun game. It is fun. It's really generic and it's lame, but it's fun. Haypi, Haypi. It's Return of the King, though. That's the new one.
Whoa.
I don't know how they got away with that.
Whoa, that's lawsuit time.
I know. I can't believe they got rid of it. But the old one is like Haypi Kingdoms, and the new one is Return of the King.
It would be even better if it was Return of the King Saga.
I might be. I don't know what it is.
Fuck you, King Games.
My recommendation is what stopped me from doing anything today, and that is Enemy of the State. You need to watch that movie because that movie is amazing.
Somebody got you with a ninja floor plan.
It's not a lot on HBO right now.
I sat down and I watched. I was packing a lot of my stuff, but I was watching it through the whole movie, and that movie still stands the test of time. I mean, even the technology that they use is a little bit laughable through it, but nowadays I could see that actually happening.
Is that the one that's the sequel to The Fugitive? Or no? Which one was that?
It might be.
Enemy of the State is Gene Hackman and Will Smith, and that's the one where
It's
there's.
Denzel, ain't it? Oh, is it Will Smith?
It's Will Smith. I'm actually not. I'm not trying to troll.
I'm
now,
thinking
it's Gene Hackman, Will Smith.
What is
There's also
U.S. Marshals.
U.S.
Yeah,
Marshals
what I
is
was
the other
thinking
one.
of.
I know I've watched Enemy of the State, and I don't remember it, and I know if it was on, I'd watch it again because it's part of the ninja floor plan.
It is part of the Ninja Floor Plan.
It is.
You can't not watch it when
It's
it's
just
on.
a good film. It's it's one of Gene Hackman's best.
Also,
My other good Will Smith
hi,
one is,
Greenleaf Terrain. Greenleaf Terrain said hi, so I said hi.
Boom.
My other good Will Smith
Interaction.
one is Man on Fire. That one's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Yes.
He was pretty good in The Equalizer. I thought it wasn't bad.
That's not a bad movie either.
It wasn't bad.
I haven't
I
seen
wanted to see
one.
that in the theater, and you guys all said
That's
no.
Well,
I saw it in the theater.
It looked like it was going to be a terrible Man on Fire ripoff.
It is. And they did it to me again because he befriends this hooker who's really hot, and then she gets beaten up, and then I look at the credits and it was Chloe Grace Moretz, who still isn't 18. She's 18 now. She wasn't when they filmed the thing, but at least she was 17.
She is a good little actress, though.
She's a good actress.
Yeah. So is Dakota Fanning,
Yeah.
and what's the last
Dakota
one?
Fanning turned out to not be an attractive woman. By
Okay,
the
she's
way,
a good
it's
actress,
unfortunate.
Yeah.
You like
And
her
then the
sister,
one
though,
from
from
the girl from Justified is a really good actress,
Yeah.
too.
the-
She's in some new something, but...
You know who went away despite being fucking amazing as a child actor was the kid from AI and whatnot.
Haley Joel Osment.
Haley Joel Osment. He was an amazing actor. Like I'm like, this kid is better than most adult actors, and now he's nowhere.
Try that from college.
Like puberty destroyed his acting skills.
Puberty destroyed him too.
I know he
he's kinda-
looks like a
he's
foot, but he doesn't act anymore. And you can be ugly and act as long as you're a guy.
You know, like
there's ugly
Philip
chicks
Seymour
that
Hoffman.
act.
Only the wacky, funny, fat ones.
Oh, I
you can't
like
just.
Helen Mirren or something.
She's
No,
Not
Philip Seymour
attractive.
Hoffman is the perfect
What about
example.
Helen Mirren. I would fuck Helen Mirren.
What about
Golden
Sex in the
Bridge.
City chick? That's an actress.
That is a trained horse, and it is impressive that they trained a horse to speak English and act in films about intercourse.
I can't believe she's still around from the Mr. Ed
You
days.
wouldn't fuck Helen Mirren? She's hot and red.
What? Isn't she like old?
And?
Like old and not hot.
She can't get pregnant.
She's old and British.
Yeah, you don't have to use protection. Because she can't get pregnant, and she doesn't care about STDs. She has like a week to live.
Oh my god. This is one of those conversations you're going to try to remember later, and then you're going to realize it was you. Yep. Submarine captain's got us diving.
We should probably end it now.
Yeah, it's ended. It's over. Thanks, Nathan.
Life is over.
Have fun, guys.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
Oh, come on. You tell me you wouldn't hit that?
No, I really wouldn't.